I'm gonna sit here and barf. And I actually waited until I put my mic live to say that.
Please don't throw up, babe. Not on the computer. Not on the computer. Oh, hi, everyone.
Anywhere else.
Red Moogle!
Anywhere else.
We've got a red!
We got a Red Moogle! She's there.
We got a red.
If you
This is
carry-
That's a Red Moogle.
Please carry on
Look at
doing that.
The best bit is they were like above each other or mine. So it's like.
So what I have to do, in order to do this, I have to go.
Is that episode of the it's the University Challenge episode of the young one?
Anywhere.
You know,
Oh, no, my
throw the hand grenade down.
Got a red.
You know,
Yeah, just do that. There you go.
University Challenge episode of the young ones. That's what it is.
That was a great one. Oh god.
Because that was what?
Right.
So
The posh people
everyone's
with
gonna
Stephen
see
Fry.
how red and stupid I look when I start laughing at you lot. So that's gonna be cool.
There's actually a delay between this computer here to this computer here. So your voice is actually coming through like half a second before you actually start talking.
Oh, don't! I hadn't noticed that. So, why did you point that out? Like,
Because
I'm
it's
now gonna be
annoying,
so confused.
and I like pointing out things like that because we threw this together in like half an hour last night.
It's better than an echo. The only other option is horrible echo.
She's actually in time for me. That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore. You guys are
because-
lucky I'm actually
That's
off.
because
Oh,
normally,
Okay, Eeyore.
I don't.
because your brain automatically adjusts that, because you expect because it's a thing. If you're trying to sync audio and visual, if they've been taken from a certain distance away from the speaker, and you match it exactly, it's gonna look weird to a person because your brain automatically adjusts for distance and the travel time of sound.
Which explains why I am not doing that, because I am actually also weird.
Yes, babe.
Thank you.
So
Right, I can't do anything about the shiny face.
Yep,
No.
that's fine.
Again, there's a reason I call myself Red Moogle. It's because I am red. And with red,
That's
comes
white!
Comes super pale.
You just need to start singing the song from, what was it, Mike Bush? Where it was, everybody look at the moon. Hey, everybody look at the moon. The moon is bright, it's milky white, everybody look at the moon.
All right, so
But it's literally someone with
So, see, the weird thing is if you back away a little bit, Red,
You look fine.
It looks better. Yeah, it's better. I think you're just catching
the screen.
Roger
Yeah,
just doesn't want
that-
to be close to me. It's fine.
Reach
So,
down. You can rub his head.
Last week. So last week,
For those who are not,
We
for
ended
those who are
off-
listening to the podcast, Red Moogle's picture is above Roach's. Okay, that's all.
I just heard reach down, you can rub its head. That's all I heard. I am gone.
I'm sorry, Roach.
so last week,
We've lost Mikey.
last week we left
back.
off. Back. Last week we left off with the party about ready to go to a very high class and noble ball
They left Rivallon at home.
where Rivallon is being
Unfortunately,
forced to
we did
attend.
not.
Fucking shut up.
Being forced to attend.
It's all good. All good. Continue.
Is that alcohol?
No, it's not alcohol.
Bloody better be.
Roach-
So when you get through
Roach
this
doesn't
stream.
drink. We'd know it was bad if we'd made Roach drink. That would...
Yeah.
Driven him beyond the edge.
That's yeah. So much.
Probably it would have looked even worse if I took this one out, because then that's clear. So that means a lot worse.
Oh boy. we driven
Onto the
him-
hard stuff.
Yeah, straight to
Yeah.
that hard stuff.
So
Rivals having
we
fun
left
today,
off last
guys.
week with you all getting a massive information dump in the form of two very different individuals. One who you just met at a nice garden afternoon party in which you discussed the imminent destruction of their home.
They were happy about it.
it was it was the thing. There's a lot of discussions about
Archaeology.
Indiana Jones stuff.
I'm a
It is
historian,
alcohol,
damn it.
isn't it? It
Yeah.
is alcohol, Roach. It actually is alcohol. God damn it.
So I've only taken a couple of sips. I don't know what's going on.
I'm fine. I'm a drunk. You're drunk.
But this is actually really good. This is like cane sugar made soda, so it's actually
nice.
a lot.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
probably
it's
fermented
actually
then. Excellent.
Actually, well, it's root beer. So I
Put
mean,
down the bottle, Roach. Put down the bottle.
Or don't.
It's not worth it.
You're an adult. You can make your own
I've got
decisions.
I've got to let my Darjeeling tea cool down.
Duke, get in there. Stop him. Be cute.
Actually, where the hell is
Yeah,
Last I saw, he was in that basket at the back.
Yeah. He was
The
jumping
washing
in and out of
basket.
it like a mad yolk.
This is all
Yeah,
clean.
yeah.
He's
Must
not there.
get in there.
Yeah, basically. He's also figured out he can use his weight to get into my dad's room even though the door's closed, and he wants to because my dad hasn't been home for the last week. So he keeps every night he gets into the room and he looks around for an hour or so and then sleeps in the bed.
Oh.
So
We're going to a party.
you got information dump from somebody that you had not met before, but then you also got another information dump that you hadn't planned on by just going to visit an old friend, acquaintance,
An
possible.
An old, mentally disturbed friend.
Now he is. He
He
seems-
wasn't back
Friedrich.
then.
And it wasn't my
Friedrich
fault.
Bosch. Friedrich Bosch, a academic who you had met in Gorgon all those months ago, had been
Years.
traveling the countryside, running away, and slowly just having a hard time with a lot of stuff. And it turns out he had been witness to a couple of very important events that had occurred at various times, and knew a lot of things because of obscenely good rolls he made and his very high intelligence bonus for his history and other aspects of his character. So you got a lot of information about Rivallon's origins, information about potential aspects of cultures that you didn't know about before, some insight into old myths that you've heard before but didn't necessarily have a lot of context for. Just a lot of stuff. And as a thank you, you decided to help the poor man and let him stay in one of your rooms for the night and let him get a bath and gave him a lot of money
And
so
food.
that and food
Yeah.
so that he could be a person again.
Don't say it like that.
So that he could feel like a person again. And the meant a lot to him. Meant a lot to him. Then the whole thing that I had planned to take all session, but then we only got a little bit of because you guys spent so much time talking to people, which I have no idea
Well,
what you guys are
I'm
gonna do.
sorry for trying to get information.
I've got no fucking idea what you guys are gonna do week to week. So it's just, yeah, this is a great
Cause
example
chaos.
of my inability to plan for you people.
Roach is a cat herder, and we're just his herd of cats.
But you went to meet up with your contact, General Vogue, Haslet Vogue, to go to a very important ball. You were told your cover story, which is kind of true, but also a little bit embellished, making you seem a little bit less opportunistic than you actually were, and a little bit more
Heroic.
altruistic. And we ended off with you having entered the palace outer gates, and you were being everybody was being disarmed And I think the last thing we did was Rivallon's gear was put into the bag of holding, which Isaac's carrying on his belt, so that you still had access to it if you needed it. Was that correct?
We left off with me with the bag open in front of him. I'm like, you going to? You can carry the bag if you need to.
Rivallon stepping into the bag. They said that
long
all
have you
weapons
held the
have to
bag?
go in the chests and things. Rivallon is a weapon. We're gonna get weapons into the building. Rivallon has to go in the bag.
I'm gonna point out
How long can you hold your breath?
Isn't there 10 minutes of air
there is
in
no
the bag?
oxygen in the bag.
Isn't there 10
Not
minutes of
enough.
air in the bag?
Bow goes
Or am
in.
I going insane?
The swords
You
go
can-
in.
you
No,
can
there
hold
there
it.
is no air.
No,
in the-
you can hold your
The
breath. for
daggers
10
go
minutes
in.
the bag. There's enough oxygen for 10 minutes in the bag of holding.
Get me inside. I'm fine.
And then it's your Constitution modifier ticking.
It's Constitution modifier every round, I think, isn't it? After you
Every
lose
plus
air?
one is like 1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute. Okay, yeah. So it's a
Because technically me and
modifier
Isaac,
on
and,
your con.
me,
yeah,
Isaac and
yeah,
Estina
yeah,
can hold
just
our
come
breaths
on.
for like 4 minutes.
So basically, every 10 minutes, you have to open the bag a bit.
You have to get out.
Oh,
You have to get out.
You have to poke your head out.
Well, actually, that's the thing. You can't physically leave the bag on your own volition. The only way to get out of the bag is the person
you out.
has to visualize you and then pull you out. Is the only way to get out of a bag of
What
holding.
is
It's been
Rivallon
60
like again?
Where's Rivallon?
It is quite lit. It is a sadistic way of torture if you think about it in a way, because you could just
Yeah.
and then you can say anything now. So he comes down. It's like water pooling.
I have always wanted to black bag a guard with it. Like that's I've always just wanted to creep up behind someone and go and just capture. Like,
So what are you? Are you just putting your swords and,
Yeah.
and the thing? Okay, so it doesn't
Rivallon's not happy.
make a sleight of hand check.
Oh,
please.
bite me!
You're in line. You're in line, so it's just a lot of guards like looking at it. So let's see if you can get past it.
Go Rivallon.
How do I know this would happen?
Nat fail.
Oh, fuck.
Well, there's no automatic failures with skill checks. That is a thing in 5th edition. It's a natural 1 can still succeed.
How about 13?
Well, you only get 1 roll. You didn't roll with advantage because nobody was helping you for that good
How about
solid
21?
time. It doesn't. No, it's the first
Doesn't
roll. It doesn't count.
I warned you all. I said to you all. I warned you all that we just didn't need to bring in weapons.
Yes, like we didn't
You
need to be
wanted-
all
you wanted
weaponed
to
up
go
for
along
your
with this bag of
vision
holding
quest!
idea. I said if we really needed to get our weapons in an event of Roach planning a fight, he wouldn't just block us out of any means of dealing with it.
No, I gave you a
Yes,
bag
he
of holding.
would! Have you met him?
All right, so natural
Like,
1
it's
plus
almost
3 is a
huge.
4. Is a 4.
I just wanted my disagreement
Now-
to be on record.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna roll this in the open. A standard guard has a +1 to his perception check here. So,
I am royally fucked.
so no, because here's the thing. If I roll a
1 or a 2.
or a 2, they don't notice, and they're just very bad at their jobs, and they're like, so there is a
Right.
non-zero chance. There's a non-zero chance that
Roach,
this
what we are
that this
saying
works.
here is, and we know how our luck goes on this channel and things. Are we not right on this, guys?
Oh!
You're going to roll a nat 20.
We have a 1 in 10 chance.
Oh, I rolled it wrong because I rolled a 3. I rolled it all. I didn't roll it in the. I didn't roll it inside the thing. I
You
just
did
rolled it
not
out
roll
there.
it
So,
in the thing.
so hold on. Okay, that's a lot
Shit.
worse.
You might have to
We
say
don't know
lower.
him.
If I had rolled a 3, I actually would have matched. So it could have
We
finagled
believe
that.
the 3. We believe the 3.
It's too late now. You forced me to re-roll it. You
No,
said
we
I didn't.
didn't. No, we didn't. No, you
did.
did it.
You re-rolled
All
it.
right, I'll take the original. I'll be.
Thank
nice. I'll
you.
take the original. A 3 plus 1 is a 4. So make a dexterity check.
Go on, baby.
Or saving throw. Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, okay. With my +7. Okay.
25. Holy moly.
Okay, they notice movement. There's one guard that's just kind of like leaning against it. Because, I mean, how am I going to justify a fucking 3? They're bad at their jobs. So he's just
They are arrogant that no one
So
could
this
possibly
guy-
break into the castle.
This guy's a standard TSA agent. He's just...
The only thing he's interested in is rubber
he's
gloves.
leaning against the stack of chests, and he just like notices like a little movement where you're at, and then does the whole, well, I saw it, now I gotta get up. So just like, you know, the pained groan of somebody getting up from being lazy.
I was comfortable, you bastard.
Just-
Why did you move?
And he starts walking down the thing. He's got, you know, chainmail on. He's not a knight or anything, so it's just basic guard attire. But he's got like a blackjack in his hand that he's just kind of twirling, like, you know, a standard, like stereotypical flatfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comes
over.
What's all this
You
shit?
are quick enough, though, with the 25, that by the time he gets there in his lazy, meandering way, you're just standing in line. And Isaac's just standing there. He's got his little bag on the belt. He just looks and goes, walks back. So you rescued it by matching the score and then beating his natural
In terms of seeing people do that.
yeah,
no
beating his
fucking idea.
natural dexterity, which natural dexterity bonus, which was a, I think it was a 0. So, it's like- so he wasn't quick about it. So yeah, by the time you get up to the front, anybody that has weapons that are not like put in the bag of hold, well, I'll say this: it took that, like, after that, none of you feel comfortable trying that again. let's just say no. I'm gonna flat that one. I'm gonna fully disallow that.
My book is in a thigh holster underneath my dress.
Okay, well, nobody's patting down anybody. Yeah, nobody's patting anybody down.
If they did, I would go, excuse me. What
Yeah.
do you think you're doing? I'm a lady.
So anybody that isn't hiding a weapon, that isn't hiding a weapon or still has a weapon, is then asked to disarm.
Yeah, I
Everybody,
take off my dagger.
Vogue takes off his. They each give you like a chest to put your stuff in. They
Rivallon
write down your
starts
name
climbing
and
into
give
a
it to
chest.
them. They write down your name. They give you a copy of, like, it's a
the
parchment that's
cloakroom.
got. Yeah,
It's a
basically you
badass
get a little
cloakroom.
you get a little number copy. It's got your name on it. They've got a name with the same number. They put that on the chest and they put that stack it. And there's a good number here. So obviously people showed up with weapons, but nobody got in, and you're not sure if that's a new thing or not, because it doesn't look like you would say, I'm going to say you're all intelligent enough to realize this. If it's standard that nobody gets in with weapons, this amount of weapons probably wouldn't occur. Like if that
If they
was,
knew
if that
they
was-
wouldn't be allowed to bring them in, they wouldn't
Yeah.
bring them.
Exactly. So that seems odd. But by the time you get through, you're let through the next layer of defenses for this palace, and you open up into a lot more of a lot. Well, it kind of leads into a lot more open area. It's not as condensed down and defensive. It's more, this could be someplace somebody lives. Like, there is grass, trees, pathways. Obviously, the two sets of walls that defend this palace are defensive and meant to be. But it doesn't seem like the interior is all that fussed about the defensive nature and more about the aesthetics. As there's really exotic trees that seem to be very painstakingly cared for here and there, bushes,
If I
flowers.
put my eyes on, does anything spot out?
Make a perception check.
I'm just getting Windsor Castle vibes. Like clearly a defensive castle, but
No,
beautiful
no
on
thing
the
does.
inside.
Yeah. 6.
Nope, not a thing.
Well, no, that's not a. Well, not you got plus 6, 7. Actually, yeah. Actually, you would probably get at least some of the smaller things. Some of the more exotic trees, there are enchantments on the ground they are on. You get the sense that it's not like this isn't like hostile or defensive or anything like that. You get the feeling
help
that
the trees
those
grow.
yeah, it's to keep them alive.
Yeah.
It's to keep them alive. There's some here that look like they shouldn't exist in this climate, which is a very
It's a
This is-
magical
this is-
greenhouse.
yeah. This is a very warm climate, and some of these trees look like they should be much further north. Obviously, there's a whole section somebody really likes pines or like evergreens and stuff like that, and they might not do so well in such a like quasi-tropical climate, but they're still existing out there, and there's a lot of flowers and stuff. So you see that. You see like just a lot of things to help the gardeners, essentially.
I mean,
which
I legitimately grew up in a magical greenhouse, so
You feel-
it's
yeah.
a magical
It's
greenhouse.
it feels familiar, just kind of reverse. It's keeping things a little cooler in some spots than warmer. Is kind of the thing. But there's no like guides to like guide you anywhere. You're at this point you're kind of just following Vogue. He seems to know where he's going. But
To the
kind of
bar.
winds. Yeah, kind of winds through some of the paths. See a lot of flowers. You start seeing a few guests that weren't at the checkpoint. Like just kind of milling about. There's a couple of like lords and ladies, or maybe some like couples, arm in arm, and they're just walking and talking. Some of them give you like a nod, etc., like an acknowledgement of your presence, but they don't necessarily know your station, so nobody gives you like a bow or a curtsy or anything like that. Just an acknowledgement of your existence. And they don't like, and they look what you'd expect. Old style, like some of them have very old style fashion that they're wearing. Like this is like old elvish cuts, like very out of time in a lot of ways. A lot of half elves you're seeing. And I'll say, yeah, you get through, and it opens up into there's a no door that is closed on the side of the building that you enter towards. It's a lot of open windows and open doors and stuff. You hear merriment for maybe 2 stories, and then it's all dark. The higher it goes, it's only occupied on the first 2 floors. Is what you're getting. And you enter into a wide, like a double door that's open, and you see bright colors, light pouring out. And a fairly active party. There's music coming from a couple of side rooms, various different styles. This isn't happening in like one ballroom. There is a ballroom you were entering, but it seems the party extends kind of further, like most of the bottom floors. And you see just a lot of food on one one wall, a lot of food laid out, just a lot of food stacks, things like that. There's plates, there's servers with bottles of champagne and glasses, and flutes, and wine, and the various other alcohols that are being freely offered. Nobody's taking coin for it. It's just kind of a server has it on a platter, and you take it. Kind of party. And once you enter, Vogue kind of turns back to you. Well, I think it's best if you go about your plans on your own. I'll be around if you
Very
need
well,
me.
General. Thank you for your
Yes,
help.
I want to
Have
drink too much.
have fun, I guess, if you can.
I avoid these
He kinda-
occasions for a reason.
It's a shrug, and you see him start walking into the crowd, and not a couple of steps like you just see him like without even twisting, just take something off of a platter that is alcoholic and just starts drinking as he goes deeper into a crowd.
I like him.
And you were left on your own. You see, I don't know, there's maybe 100 people just kind of like going in and out. It's very active. You've saw them so far. What do you want to do?
I make a beeline for the drinks and the food.
Master
Bye.
Asinia, please don't get too inebriated. We may.
He's already gone. I don't know who the hell you're talking to.
Yes. And then I walk off. Yes. That's
You
it.
find
Who you get?
Yeah, there's drinks that servants are carrying. They all seem really good. It's whatever you want. You can kind of just go to a servant and pick it up.
Oh.
And the food, and the food is just a lot of finger foods. It doesn't look like there's any like main course being served or anything like that. It's just a lot
Oh,
of.
okay. Well, forget the food. Focus on the drink.
Focus on the drinks. All right. Yeah, you pick up something that smells fruity, but has a nice little bite to it when you drink, and just like, all right, and you just start walking around.
This is good. Yes, it's good.
Right. Plan that we discussed last night with no one else around. Smooth, then the other bit.
Rivallon stays by the door. Gotcha.
There may be gaming tables, Master Rivallon, if you want to go and look for those.
Sure, you'd have some fun showing some risk.
Risk.
Rivallon plays Risk. Confirmed.
And my secret navy will come out of this island of Papua New Guinea.
Aha!
Literally out of it. I built it out of the island.
My Lady Sesh, Master Isaac, let's go be charming.
As Rivallon's walking away. You are talking about Isaac, right?
Annoyingly.
He got laid, you didn't.
2-0.
You work out the one. Oh, it's the opposite way, isn't it? It's two.
Okay, so you're just going out trying to find like important people and
Yep.
schmooze them up.
Smooth them up.
All right, give me everybody who's doing that, give me a perception check.
I have a. Can I? Are there servants with like canapes?
Didn't he just literally say that?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
literally said that.
Yeah, he did. I'm just confirming. I want to pull one aside and, with a gold piece, slipping it onto their tray, ask them to point out the names of the if any of the nobility that we have names for are in the room, and if they could point them to us.
All right, I don't remember. Who do I give you names for? There's 15 of the bastards.
So there's Nala, Arith, Kalan, and Nasa, Ambra, Kalan.
All right.
We got the Primus Nassar of the Nassar branch. We got the Bear Hollow Primus. We got, which we really want to look at for the guy who was the Bear Hollow Primus, because he's the sheeple person,
Yeah.
the easy
Yeah,
persuadable
that's
That was
that's Nassar Amra Kalan the 10th. Okay, yeah, there's that one. Okay, that one, and then you also got Nala. Was it Nala? Nala Aleph Kalan.
Red, I don't know if you got this in your notes, but I've got the name Charles Martin in my notes. Is that anything?
Charles
yeah, that's one of
Martin
them.
is Roach's book.
No, it's also the person that because I ran out of names last.
Charles
week.
Martin.
Yeah,
Martin.
Yes,
Charles
Martin. I thought the two E's was a mistake. You're
Charles
right.
Martin.
Yeah.
No, it's spelled like Martin, but he pronounces it like Martine.
I know. I
it's
just
very
It's like
Bouquet.
Hyacinth's bouquet.
Yes, this is Mrs.
He-
Bucket.
That is
He,
something only British people are going to
Only
get.
British people get that, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're okay with that.
Yeah, no, he's the person that Ustenia befriended
Yeah,
on
that's
his
his,
various
that's
hunting
his friend.
trips.
Yes,
Should have
that's
made a
it.
friend
I'm
on
going to
hunting
go
trips.
look for him.
All right, so you slip that servant a gold piece, and you're looking for. All right, hold on. All right. Yeah, that servant does not look like he has any qualms about taking that gold piece.
These people don't pay me enough.
And you're looking for Nasur Amra Kilan X, and he points out a knot of people on the second floor balcony. There's like two like winding grand staircases, and they're on a balcony above. And you see above you like maybe 5 or 6 individuals. All of them are wearing military uniforms. 4 of them look like they're in the military, or they could be a military type. They're very similar to Vogue, generals probably. One of them, though, looks like he's wearing a uniform, a similar uniform to them, but there's a lot more gold on it, and a lot more just tat on it than the rest of them. And he's also probably a good 20-30 pounds over everyone else there.
A dictator's uniform.
And
Yeah,
a
it's
half,
just like Prince Philip at Troop in the Colour. You know who Prince Philip is, even though he's in military uniform and all that. You can tell instantly. Oh, that's Prince Philip, because of that slight difference in the uniform that just makes it so obvious who the royals are.
Yeah, basically that. And so he's about 30 pounds overweight compared to the rest of them, and about a half head shorter than all of them. With a very gaudy hat that he's wearing, very big gaudy hat. And he does that thing where he smiles without showing his teeth, but laughs with showing his teeth. As kind of that thing where he's always just smiling this, and when he laughs, going just this.
Oh, that total fake laughter.
How fake is the laughing?
It's the funny thing is,
Aha.
it's not fake laughing. It's just that's how he laughs, and that's the sad part.
Oh,
But you
God.
see him, and the servant says, "Well, that's Nasur up there. Yeah, you see him there, and he's surrounded by 4 generals, and they're just talking. He's talking about an audible or 2 higher than the rest of them. Just so you know, he's talking, but you can't understand what he's saying from this far, and none of the other people you can hear at all. So it's like, he's got to be the person in the room. And what was the other person you asked? You asked for
Nala.
You asked for
Nala
Nala.
Arith.
Nala Arith. Nala Arith. Hold on, I gotta look.
Isaac, are we dividing and conquering?
Hell no.
Okay,
No, Arith.
stick together.
Servant
Yep.
says.
Isaac does not do social interactions normally. This is really out of his comfort zone.
Princess Nala Arith Kalan III is in one of the side rooms. She's in the third. If you go over this, he kind of points out and gives you directions to. He calls a study, or he says 2 things. Like they seem to be interchangeable: a study and smoking room. Kind of is what he uses, and he kind of gives you directions to it. And she's there,
Remember
right? Last I checked.
Do you know what robe she's wearing?
Robe. I've only heard that she was there, madam,
Thank you.
She's naked.
and bowed and back.
How move?
I didn't know she was an Adamist.
She's past the smoking chamber into the orgy pit. That's
You just see Rivallon moving that way.
Goodbye,
Yeah,
Rivallon.
that's what you-
It has been nice
That's
knowing
what you get from just directly asking.
Thank you.
For those 2, those are the only names you got. So what do you do? Also, if you're wanting to search just generally, give me a perception check. Just
Yeah, sure.
if anybody else.
Yeah,
Alright.
let's see if we can see.
I rolled a
fancy.
3. It fucking sucks.
That is less sucky.
20.
20. Okay.
I just never bother with perception.
No,
so I'm not-
don't.
All right. Sesh, you look around. This is probably one of the largest rooms that the party's taking place in, other than the outside, which is the largest room. You see the same people that was pointed out to you, or you see the same person that was pointed out to them. This military officer, gentleman. Broad word there. You also see just a general like throng of people, kind of not crowding, but a respectable distance as people are going up, talking, and then leaving fairly soon afterwards, like they're going to greet someone. And it doesn't take you long to see the visage of that you've seen on some of the local silver coins, who is supposedly High Prince Ilroth Kalan, the current sovereign of the entire dynasty, who is a middle-aged half-elf of moderate size, average build. Nothing really jumps out at you at him. He's just kind of existing, with like mid-length brown hair that's kind of done up, and a very old style tunic cut, and that they seem to favor. And he seems to be receiving like guests in a way. He's like, they're coming up to him and saying hello, like giving their respects, and then he's giving them their leave to continue. Like, doesn't seem to be required, but people are doing it to like try and gain favor. Is what you're getting the sense from. He's just kind of very bored. Is what you're getting from that. Very bored kind of function that he's doing right now. Nothing he's wanting to do. He just kind of has to.
I point that out to the two members of the group with me.
You get that. Ustenia, with your 20, you get, as you mill around drinking the various fine alcohols that are being freely offered, with no one asking you for any type of return on that.
The best kind of booze.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Free booze. You kind of wander out of the main ballroom at one point, and you're in like a side room. This seems to be more of like a. People are a little bit less like on their feet. There's a lot of chairs and tables. People are talking. There's some music happening in one of the corners. That kind of stuff. You see a little knot of people that are like kind of staying away from the rest, but they are definitely royal. You can tell that immediately by their clothes and the finery that they have upon them. Also, given the fact they are wearing the kind of the same colors of the Kalan dynasty, very prominently. And you see a hold on, let me just get here. Trying to figure out which one it is. Yeah, you see two decrepitly old half-elves sitting next to each other, with a couple of servants around them. One is like maybe 90-year-old woman, who at that age should be kind of close to dead, but still looks active in a way, like not physically, but there's light there in those eyes as she's kind of like scanning the room. kind of half paying attention to the old man sitting next to her who's talking, who is like in his 80s. And he's a short, frail, old half elf that's got like a really, really finely trimmed, like very, very, like it's almost perfect chin beard. That like somebody's doing this for him. You think, and yeah, he's just kind of talking to this older woman. But they both look. Those have got to be royalty. There's got to be some farm in the family right there, and they're by themselves with servants kind of around them, coming with like drinks and stuff.
Okay, so what you're saying is that I have wandered into the dining room of every house party involving like family ever, where all the old people tend to congregate at the table.
It's not. No, these are the only two really decrepitly old people. But yes, in a broad sense of the thing, yes.
In a broad sense, I have ended up in the kitchen of this house party.
Yeah, and the grandma is judging everyone silently, and the grandpa is telling a joke that he shouldn't be telling. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Sounds like.
I like how I saw everybody's realization just going like, "Yep," right there.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody got that at the same time. Yep. Yeah, that's what you've walked into. You see that, and then the 23 Mog, you. Well, let's see, because you already got him pointed out to you. You don't see anyone else that hasn't already been pointed out. It looks like the High Prince and the guy that was and the Sir were the two that are here right now in the room that you're in, this big main central ballroom. So you didn't spot anything else. I get like you notice that the High Prince is bored. Probably doesn't want to be here.
The High
right
Prince is bored. The guy upstairs is having a whale of a time because he's surrounded by people.
Yes, you can. You did the perception that was good enough. Yeah, you get the sense that he's just happy to be there. He's just happy to be there, and he's enjoying kind of just talking at these generals. Not with these generals. He's talking at them.
He's talking at them.
He's talking at them, and they are respectfully allowing him to do so until probably about like a minute or two after you get in there and you notice stuff. You do notice one of them, the High Prince, turn around and talk to like the other two, and he's like talking at them, and this one just kind of
waltzes off.
Starts he takes like a tentative step and then just walks away, and you see him. He's got like his ceremonial sword. He's got a ceremonial sword on his belt that he is wearing. That he is wearing, as well as the other two generals, and they just to.
So Haslan had to give up his.
Yeah.
Because Haslan's was an actual weapon.
And
No.
he's also not royalty.
It's to
And you
do
see
with
him at
position. If you're allowed to have your weapons, then you are of a sufficient position. They cannot take them from you.
I'm guessing because of Haslan's recent demotion.
But that's what you see, and you get the sense that yes, Nasser is just happy to be there. He's happy to just talk at these generals, and it doesn't seem like he noticed anybody left the conversation.
Right. Rivallon, if you want to go and have a quiet look around, you're probably the best person to do that. Unless you just want to go and find a gaming table.
Depends what are the games. Hang on, I'll just think that. Maybe God will answer.
Which one?
Have you already gone out and like left the main hall to look? Is that what you're?
Yeah, this is a party. For the
We'll
time
say-
period influence, there's got to be gaming.
Is there poker?
Oh yeah.
Is what I'm asking.
Well, it wouldn't be.
Got the
There wouldn't
cards.
be something as base as poker being played.
Bah.
Roulette, however.
Anyone for a game of crabs?
How about some roulette or some blackjack?
pinochle. But yeah, there's no like base poker being played. Nothing that the
Fine,
cards-
Texas Hold'em. I'll take it.
That's
But
poker.
you do notice a couple of that is a type of poker. You do notice there are like
It's the
you
Cadillac of
walk
poker,
around.
and you know it.
Yeah, you walk around for a bit, and you do notice there is a bit of a gaming room. Like it's not a room; it's more just like a big area that is kind of a lot of tables have been set up. There's like a lot of dragon chess being played between some older gentlemen. There's a couple of like. I'm trying to fancy up the name or fantasy up the name. I can't think of it.
Dragon Bridge.
Dragon Bridge. Yeah.
Dragon
Yeah.
Backgammon.
Basically those games. Yeah. More of the refined games that are
Backdragon.
fitting of our Backdragon.
And Rivallon turns right out and walks straight back out because this is
Back alley
boring.
dragon. So you don't stick for the games, but if what do you?
What you're basically saying is it's RNGesus in there.
Yeah, nobody's playing from. As far as you can tell, by the way, well, except for chess, that's definitely not RNG. That's a highly skilled game.
Well, it must be. It's Dragon Chess.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. In fact, I can play it.
You do notice though, as far as you can tell,
My
this is
pawn takes your king. Ah, my dragon burns your pawn.
actually, give me a perception check. Just as you go in, just give me a perception check. We'll see. This might.
Well, in my case, I freeze its pawn because. Yeah.
Oddly enough, when you go in there, you notice nobody's playing for money at all. Nobody's changing hands. Nobody's betting. Which, from what you've heard, because you've never been, but what you've heard, that doesn't make sense. These people have more money than they know what to do with. They have more money than sense.
Yes.
They're gambling,
Mm-hmm.
which means there's got to be a place that's a little bit less public. People are gambling money.
Where's that waiter?
Somewhere they're gambling, but this is the public face.
Go
of
find
the
yourself a
whole-
waiter,
of
babe.
it.
That waiter is just going to turn into the shoe shine from like the police squad / Naked Gun films.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say it didn't take you long to find a waiter. How are you phrasing the question?
Simple. I have 4 coins between my fingers. Determine how good your answer is will determine how much of them you get.
Good old-fashioned bribery.
The only problem is he doesn't know what you're asking. So
Where is there...
I'm sorry. What?
There is no gambling going on in there, which means there's no money changing hands. Where is the gambling?
Hold on, I gotta find my damn dice. There we go. Well, if you're looking for a bit of a challenge,
Where?
there's any kind of surreptitiously points down the hallway. Take a left and then take another left, and there'll be a closed door. Buy-in is, well, if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
4 gold pieces.
Thank you, sir.
I still don't get paid enough
And
for these people.
And he keeps going
Do
forward
you
with
need
his
to lend you
cucumber
some
sandwiches.
Ew.
Isaac just goes, whoop.
cash?
Oh, hey, River.
Oh, yeah. How much money you got?
Who, me?
A lot.
Yeah,
He
you're
has a
gambling
lot.
with nobles.
1,094 gold pieces and 40 platinum pieces.
Okay. So what do you do? What do you do? Are you going to gamble, or are you going to use the sneak?
Oh, that's the
attacks?
point. I don't have very much gold. I don't think I spend that much. How
Your plate was
Did we
quite
ever
a
do the-
lot.
didn't we get the
How many have you
payout?
got in platinum? How much have you got in
0
platinum?
in
Oh,
my
ooh.
list.
That's not right.
Yeah.
Your
we
plate was
split.
quite expensive, though.
Yeah, your plate was quite expensive, but you split a whole bunch of platinum that you got paid in. So I don't.
Yeah, I don't think I spent any platinum recently. My
You
plate,
need
I
to
didn't
keep
get
track
any
of your
receipt.
shit, man.
Yeah,
'Cause
but I didn't know
don't-
what payout would happen. Was it not on a week that I was off?
No, you were here for all the payouts. I'm fairly certain. Yeah.
Pretty sure you were here
'Cause
when
we
we
didn't
went to
get-
see.
When
what's his
was the
face?
last time we were paid for something? It was a
It
while
was
ago.
before. It was definitely before we've been in this town. I think.
Yeah,
Definitely
I
before we
think-
came in
I
this
think it was-
country.
It was when we
think it
came
was-
back from the island. That's when we got
Yeah.
paid
Yeah,
last,
so
because then we
I
went
think
to
you
the
spent it all.
monastery and then came here.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I think you spent it all on your plate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, hey, +2 plate ain't cheap, fam.
Yeah. So
That's-
what are you? So what are you wanting to do, Rivallon? You wanting to go?
I'm going
gamble,
to
or
do
you
my
wanting-
normal kind of wandering aimlessly, though stealthily, around the place, kind of seeing what I can overhear from conversations and such.
gathering information. Got it.
Sneaky sneak.
I
Okay,
now know
so you got
where
some.
I can go for the action.
If
But
he wants to.
For the action, yeah. Okay, yeah. By the way, if you do pass by there, you do notice there is a guard on the door.
ooh,
who is-
excellent, a challenge.
Who's keeping an eye
Put
on
in a bag of
things.
holding.
And every so often, like an individual that looks to be well off, like comes up, talks to the guard. The door is opened and they are let in, and you notice the wafts of cigar smoke come out of the doorway as it is opened. The haze of, of a lot of people gambling in a small area. But
You do know
well,
that not everyone who gambles smokes, right?
no, but
Most
this
of
is
it
the
do.
early. But this is the time period when a lot of them did.
Oh, okay.
Might as well have all the vices. You know, why just one?
Also, even if like 1 in 5 people are smoking,
Yeah,
if you have like 6 poker games going, that's enough in a small room that you can kind of just it starts
As someone
starts
who has
hazing up.
smoked a cigar in a small room, I can tell you one is enough.
Yeah, it starts filling out the area. But while that's going on, because it's going to take you a while to gather information, the others, Mog and Isaac, what did you want to do?
I guess I'm just.
Oh,
trying
Mog,
to-
Isaac, and Sesh. I forgot you were all together. Yeah, what do you all want to do?
I think we
Uh,
should go and see that gentleman upstairs first. He seems easy to talk to.
Should we introduce ourselves to the High Prince first? He's on our way.
Yes, we should. He's the most senior person here, and that's how this.
He's the
stuff
most
works.
senior person in the country, isn't he?
He
Okay.
also looks incredulously bored, so maybe some
Um,
flavor would help.
My lady, Master Isaac, I think it's best if you follow my lead.
Yeah, probably the best.
So,
Actually,
if you want to dope her up with your
I was
magic
going
and
to
good...
say, my lady, can
Pulls
you
out
make
needle.
me even more charming?
Pulls out needle. Tink, tink, tink. All right.
Can you imagine just like, here's your charisma rejection? Like,
It has
Isn't
to
that
be
the isn't that the
boost.
plot line behind the first Bioshock?
Essentially, yeah. Essentially.
kindly.
Would you kindly?
Never played the first
Uh,
Bioshock.
It's
Or
a
any
very good
Bioshock,
game.
actually.
Great game. Great game.
But yes,
Uh,
yeah, you might want to improve her chances in this
He has
situation.
ability.
To be fair, though, if you two are assisting me, I'm going to have advantage anyway, aren't I?
Yeah, I have. I'm trained in persuasion, so I can just give her advantage without having to.
I'm not trained in persuasion. I am just a charismatic.
You just need one. You can't have double advantage. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So,
I think we're
We'll
okay.
save the spells for later then.
We might need them. Who knows?
We might
Alright.
need them. We're just going
also
to.
you're in a very public area with a lot of people watching, just
Yeah,
casting a spell randomly.
Hang on, let me check what the components for it is.
Random cloaked guard up in the gantries fires a crossbow down at you.
It's verbal, semantic, and material. So I would have to
Literally,
Oh, shit.
literally everything.
Yeah.
Just Sasha breaks into the haka.
I'm just imagining you like cutting a chicken's neck and just doing the whole thing.
Is guidance
It's
just
the latest
verbal and
dance. It's just, you know.
But hey,
we-
Sesh
we-
is from
we call
Malhood,
it
so it's a
rave.
cultural dance. It's not actually.
Call it rave.
like a
Call it
folk
rave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. God
Sesh is
damn it.
actually just performing a cultural dance local to Malhood. That's all it
Let me,
is.
let me
yeah.
show you the dance of my people.
The terminology comes from raiding, and it's a very violent.
God damn it.
See in the
Like,
corner.
rabbit-
going,
like cantrips, like
Rave.
cantrips is glow sticks.
yeah.
Yeah, concentration on your fingertips.
We replicate the story of our most recent raid through the dance, hence rave.
Oh god.
So,
is outside explaining
what'd you
to
wanna
these old
do?
people right now?
So what did you want to do?
Introduced ourselves to the High Prince because he's the main man in the place, and then go upstairs and talk to the shiny sheeple.
All right, so you you wait in line for like 5 minutes, as there's a line. There's a bit of a queue to the High Prince.
This is like Santa's gross.
There's a bit of a line.
This is like royalty mole Santa.
Pretty much.
Well, we know what Rivallon's
Yeah.
doing in the back room.
But you finally get to the head.
We got inside Versailles, didn't we? For God's sake.
We did.
You
yeah.
got to the head of the line, and you see in front of you, like I said, an average-looking, half-elven man. He's in his like middle ages, painfully bored. His like face doesn't move as he awaits your greeting. There's a couple of like advisors nearby that are also bored, but they're watching as you come up, and you know from the previous group that came up kind of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to greet with your name, give him a curtsy or a bow.
Thank God I'm not there.
What's up, motherfucker?
A curtsy or a bow, and then await for his reply.
So Mog does a low curtsy and goes, "Your Majesty, my name is Mogwith Promptfoot Longspree. I am from the wherever I'm from. I actually say where it is, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. These are my companions, the lady, the Sechel Shashi, and Inquisitor
Oh.
Isaac."
Yeah, I was gonna say use my full name.
I will.
Yeah,
will
I
also
don't know your
say use my full
surname,
name,
so.
but I do. I think I do. And my
okay.
full name is physically
Isaac
impossible.
whispers it into Mog's ear before they get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. So
And
Yeah.
Inquisitor Isaac Cordrake.
there we go.
There's like a beat. His face remains immobile. It's a pleasure to receive you into my home. Please enjoy the festivities and have a good night.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Yeah, if Rivallon was there, he'd probably go, "What the fuck's wrong with your face?"
This is my happy face.
Let's be glad that Rivallon
you
is
shuffle
not
off.
there.
You
We
guys
shuffle off.
away.
We shuffle off.
Somebody else knows up there, and he begins anew.
That's
It seems
incredibly
that-
awkward.
Yes, it is, but it is tradition.
It is tradition.
Oh, that guy really wants more than tradition.
So, you finish that, and
Finish
then
that.
I'm guessing you.
Wander upstairs, go and see the shiny.
All right. Okay. Yeah, you head upstairs, and you approach the.
Hey, Mug, you only gave him like my first two names. You didn't give him my family name or anything.
I don't think His Majesty cares.
Fair, but I think it's kind of funny all the same. I think
How-
he's very dull.
How many names do you have, my lady?
She
because
thinks for a
I
second.
keep-
Five?
If you have to think, you have too many.
Five.
The
She-
central
yeah,
of the Ibn Allen, like this is
I
like,
did say it during the bit in the test
intro.
where we had to like
the
do a
intro.
speech. I did say the entire name there.
Which is why we call you Sesh.
Yeah, which is why I was like, just call me Sesh because you guys will
Yeah.
struggle.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you head upstairs and come upon this individual it's a middle-aged, elvish man who is wearing a military uniform of some cut. And there is only a single general talking to him now. You don't know where the other one went.
Look.
There's another one behind the log pot, just like.
He just looks at us and goes, "Please, don't say anything."
The general that's being talked at to him right now, is he's not interested, but you can tell he's there, and he's intending to be there, to stay there, right now.
Got ya.
He doesn't want to be, but he is
That
there.
balcony's looking awfully fucking tempting to him.
And you kind of catch the tail end of the conversation that, or well, not the tail end. He's just talking in a long, unbroken sentence, as he's speaking. This guy can't get any. Even if the general wanted to talk, he wouldn't be able to. There's no way to cut in, politely. And this nobleman is just regaling him with the story, and I'll tell you, General. And he like does the thing where he like hits his shoulder, like the front part of his shoulder, really hard. And it's like, I'll tell you, we spent almost 3 days looking for that stag after I hit it. Oh, it was a jaunt.
I want to die.
What the hell was that sound? Oh, Mog's laughing. Dear God.
Look, it's fake laughing.
He doesn't notice the fakeness of the laughing. And he kind of like, he smiles, like his open tooth laugh goes into a toothless smile, really weirdly. Really weird.
Oh,
Sesh just like eyeing him up, like there's probably something wrong with his face.
inbreeding.
This, by the way,
That's
you
true,
don't
yeah, true.
you don't understand how like an elf can have a double chin, but he does, and he does, and he's got a weird like facial hair that's very like it's not full, it's just very like
Patchy?
cut. No, it's very thin. Like he's got a thin little strip right underneath his lower lip and a thin 2-part mustache above his lip. And
So
he
think
just-
you could cut cheese with it.
yeah, he turns to you as he hears the laughter and goes, "Oh, someone gets it, yes."
And then the general is just like, "Thank you," skimps away.
The general's face is just a stone right now. He's just nodding slightly as he's there.
He's paid to be here, probably.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
He's there keeping this guy out of trouble.
This is my commanding officer. I was actually the one that found the deer with him.
Good. And as you're closer, by the way, you notice, because Vogue has the similar thing. Vogue has a symbol of his order that he wears on his uniform. This man has 3 symbols on his uniform for 3 separate orders that are the elvish characters for numbers. He has the 2, the 7th, and the 12th. Like across.
Wasn't the
one of his
2 Vo's old order?
breasts. Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
shit. Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
I'm afraid I have not gotten your acquaintance, young lady. What is your name?
Your Majesty, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Mogwith Prongfoot Longsbury. These are my companions, Inquisitor Isaac Cordrake and ladies Sachel Lechetti. I can't.
Sesh just sort of shrugs. I'm used to it at this point.
We can, yeah, we should.
We,
Maybe we should say our own names. Future.
yeah. It's,
Yeah.
to be fair,
Yeah, Mikey.
Mog would be
What's your name?
perfect. Red is
Sechel El
awful.
Havasai Sashi.
Come
Fuck
again.
you.
That told you. That told you.
Sit the fuck down.
You broke the joke because I was going to do the critical role thing. What's his mother's name?
I don't know that joke, so.
That's-
Whoop.
Oh, that's it's not really a joke in the show, but yeah. He smiles and he goes, "Oh, it is a pleasure to meet new
The pleasure
individuals."
is all ours, Your Majesty.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm so. Well, I'm afraid I don't remember if there was. Are you a merchant? Local nobility? Well,
We
well,
are travelers and adventurers from across the mountains. I myself am from.
He's reading the Book of Mog.
I am reading. Look, it's an actual thing, guys.
Don't forget
From
to join the
Mortburg
Turquoise
in
Company.
the Upper Silmore Kingdoms. The lady
what
said
band are you a part of? Yes,
we're a band called the Turquoise Company.
turquoise cup. Hold up. Doubt he's gonna. Oh. Yes, Vogues. Vogue, he did something with you. I forget, but he invited you. Yes, I remember. Oh, Vogue, that old rascal. Yes. I got his order. He goes and pokes the general's like sternum a little bit, and you can hear the fact that his finger's a lot fatter than the muscles he's hitting. I got his order last year. Yes, he was quite upset about that.
The sympathy on Sesh's face for that general is palatable.
You wanted to talk to this man. I had to figure out a voice for this man.
Why does he sound like Nigel Thornberry?
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Because that's who he is. He's an
Yeah.
that's who he is.
He's got
He's
a
a horror-
nose that's so
This
goddamn big.
this is not a good person. This is not a good
No.
person.
Fully aware.
Yes, we were the company that rescued a.
No, defended. We didn't rescue it.
Defended. They didn't
Defended
use
it.
it.
It was never taken in a verse.
Utari.
Never taken.
Ustinia morphs out of the floor.
It was never
Yeah,
taken.
sorry. Yeah, that's right.
October
Defended.
story, Isaac. Come on.
What was it? What even was it? Was it pay? Or was it payment? I
Jesus
can't remember.
Christ.
Yeah.
Why are you
Guys,
talking? Why are you talking?
Right.
I told you your cover story. And
I'm
I'm
going to reveal something here. I'm going to reveal something here. I'm the one who remembered this, and I'm the one who never takes notes. Never.
Yeah.
All the rest of you take notes, and I'm the one who remembers.
Remember it. I think
I
Liz
have
is
not
losing his
taken a
mind.
single note.
Your stated cover story that was told to you that you didn't have to come up with on your
Isaac
own.
remembers. Midgeman does not.
Oh my god.
Does he?
No,
Does he?
probably not. Probably not at this point.
We
Isaac doesn't say
defended
anything.
the pay for the second company, not
Fourth.
the second, fourth company's pay wagon, and helped fight off the bandits that tried to attack it.
The fourth order. You said the fourth. Is that one of mine? He's turns over towards the general.
This guy is pristine officer.
I really,
Turns-
really want to kill
Turns
him.
over to the general and just
Leadership
no,
material
sir.
through and through.
No, sir. That is. That
We're
is
talking
General
Napoleonic
Vogue's
era
order.
primo officer.
Ask him if he wants some cake.
The fact that you said that is great because I got the basis of this character from a character in Sharp.
Yeah, you got Simerson. Simerson.
He got it. He got it. Yeah, he got it. There we go. Tari got it.
Tari is dead, by the way, so everybody knows.
Prince of Wales. Prince of Wales.
Oh. I was going to say,
Tari is actively dead.
if it was Simerson, I was going to say, we're going to find him like 10 sessions later in a desert, forgotten his own name. Is that what it's
That Sharp's Peril was really good, actually.
Yeah.
Tari's holding
Actually
his
wasn't that
ribs.
bad.
He's holding his ribs right now.
No, next
That
we're going to
one of
find out this
mine?
guy was in
That
a
one of
battle he was
mine.
never in, and he was engulfed in flames.
Are you okay, Tari? Do you need a minute?
God, Utari is
It actually
fucking
killed
dead.
him.
Man.
Actually dead.
For those who are
No.
listening to the podcast, Otari is laughing so hard, his ribs are hurting him.
Oh, that hurts. Oh.
Hey, listen, you'll have great abs after all this.
All you need to do is make a humorous Sharp reference, and Utari dies.
Oh god. Oh god.
Sorry,
As soon as you mentioned Sharp, I got it.
Utari, did you see on National Yorkshire Day the 15-minute cut of Sean Bean saying bastard? It's just every time he said bastard in Sharp, just cut together for National Yorkshire Day. It was great.
That does sound great, if I'm honest.
He's dead
Utari-
again.
To be
still
fair,
dying.
Sharp has some of the best insults. Like Sean Bean's insults in Sharp are some of the best, especially the Prince of Orange. Like when he just cusses out the Prince of Orange in Waterloo is amazing. Just fucking 30-second string of expletives that he just gives very.
Oh god. I missed that show.
Hell yeah! Well, hey, he's still
The
around.
side
He's
reference.
still around.
I missed that show. I loved it watching
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, no, he goes over and he hits the general. Is that one of mine? And the general. No, sir, that is General Vogue's order. Oh, yes, of course, yes. Oh, well, I'm glad you were able to get it. That's, General Vogue is not made for this, I'm afraid.
Well, the trials of leadership affect different people in different ways.
As not everyone can be like us, eh?
Would you like a shovel
Just
for that
take another-
bullshit?
like tap on the general's chest as he goes over. General, by the way, stands over him by almost a full head. Just this tall, very lean, muscular man, and this short, fat general.
That's the point, actually. Is Mog taller than him? Because if she saw that on the way up, she would do her mask of many faces and come down a few inches. Because she
how tall
wants
are
to
you?
make him feel as comfortable as possible.
Sesh cannot do
You are
that.
sick.
How tall? How tall are you normally?
6'3", I believe she
6'3".
said. Yeah.
6'3". Yeah, you're definitely taller than him. He's
I
like
come down
like-
a bit.
he's like
I'll let
5'7",
these two
like on a
tower
good,
over him.
like 5'7" in a good boot.
What?
Like-
Why in the campaign of Sleeping Giants is everyone in this party massive? Like, why are we all
Listen.
giants?
I'm half
Listen.
Hey,
orc.
to
That's
be
how we
fair, for a
am.
good portion of there, your average height was pretty small, but that was because you had a really short guy.
It's because someone was 3 foot. Like,
Yeah, everyone else
Listen,
was
right,
over 6
I'm a
feet.
dragonborn. My excuse is that.
yeah, it's
That's my entire excuse.
It's just like
I'm half
we're an
orc.
entire party of people that struggle with doors. Like,
Yeah.
That's
We're all
that's
too
D&D in a
goddamn well.
nutshell, though, Midge. Every D&D party struggles with doors. That's the point.
Yeah.
Even my girlfriend heard me dying on Posted that in a different server.
Oh,
She's in the upper room.
It's concerning curiosity. I think he's been broken.
my god.
Yes,
We broke him.
we
Sorry.
broke. Mrs. Utari, we are very, very sorry for breaking Utari. Well, actually, we're not very sorry at all. But we're
No.
very, very sorry for breaking
To be fair,
Utari.
when we break Utari is the best part of every episode.
Pretty much.
When that
That
happens.
and breaking rival. Breaking
Or
rival.
breaking Midge or Roach, which we did with
It's
Iceland once, and it was.
Oh,
Once.
she's on
It's happened
Midge's
more than
stream
once.
right now. She asked who broke me.
That would be Roach.
Roach.
Oh, broke.
I'm funny, apparently.
Fucking Prince of Wales.
Damn, that's
Prince of
that's
Wales.
Oh,
Prince
oh,
of
oh,
Wales.
He's trying not to go again. He's trying not to go again.
Nassar Amra Khalan the 10th, Prince of Wales.
And there he goes.
Imagine an elven man with that kind of demeanor and that build. I literally
Oh, he's
modeled
gone.
him
He's
directly.
definitely gone.
He's full send. He is
Mrs.
full send.
Utari, we're sorry. We are so sorry.
I'm
We're
not.
so sorry.
I'm not. All
At
right.
all.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. So you shrink down a little bit. You're smaller. You're like shorter than him.
Comfortable
But,
as
but the-
possible.
Yeah. Your two companions are not though.
No.
They can't. And
Yeah.
you know, being
So
a dragonborn.
it's actually a funny. It's like a funny thing because you're both at this point, at least outwardly, two short people flanked by tall people. It's almost a mirror. Except one side's got all the competence.
Oh my
The other one
god.
Not so much.
The other side's got no sanity. Yes.
Amazing! No.
But spirit of not everyone is cut out for leading an order. I had to train myself quite a bit to be able to lead my 3. Yes.
Of course. 3's such a responsibility.
Yes,
I
I've had to
wouldn't- I would-
delegate much, but the spirit is still all mine.
Delegate more, you muppet.
Of course. Well, that's truly a show of leadership if you can identify those people around you who are fully trustworthy with the responsibilities that leadership brings with it.
Oh yes, all you
Can
need
I
to
have
look
another
for
shuffle?
is their. All you need to look for is their breeding.
I bundle
The
them.
blood. The blood
Max of 5.
tells whether or not they're worthy of command. That's my motto. Little Simmerson coming through there.
The single or like the singular member of this party who is not nobility at all is slightly freaked out by that.
You're
but
starting to sound like Melchit, not Simerson.
okay. Ow, my ears.
It's all down to shouting. Shout, shout, and shout again.
I don't know, but that's just like TikTok.
Isn't that right, Pellard? Isn't that right? And just like this, nods his head. Yes, yes, Your Majesty.
General Peller, was it?
Yes, General Pellard, the First Order.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, sir.
Not like inclines his head slightly.
It's numbered in terms of importance as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so he
Yes.
is main man.
Mm-hmm.
Man of the man. He's a man's man.
And if you needed to, the man you're talking to is the 2nd, 7th, and 12th orders is what he commands.
I feel sorry for the second order. Anywho,
And the 12th.
Going
and the
from
7th.
Vogue to him, yeah, that's a big downgrade.
Yes. So, what are you planning to do for today? Or for tonight, I guess it is, for this party. Do you have an attendant, my lady?
I do not have an attendant, Your Majesty. I have
so
my
bad for Mog right
companions,
now.
but not a true attendant.
Go back.
It's like for the first. By the way, you see in his eyes, like maybe the first time since you started talking to him, he notices, oh, there are other people here, and he, like his eyes light up. Oh yes, your companions, yes, yes. And, like inclines his head slightly. Yes, yes. Shit. Well, if you need someone to keep you company, my lady, I wouldn't say no. And I can show you around the palace. My cousin is the High Prince.
Yes, I'd heard. That would be the greatest honor for me. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Your sacrifice is
Was not
appreciated,
expecting
Mog.
that to work, so he goes like, yes. Gives a nod.
Your sacrifice is appreciated, Mog.
You'll be remembered in the afterlife.
It's okay.
This is
She
where
can
like
defend
this
herself.
is
It's
like
like,
3 hours from
scene
now.
in Troy.
Yeah.
Immortality, it's yours. Take
I'm,
it.
I'm just gonna backhand her like the sending stone.
In like 3 hours' time, Mog will walk back into the main room. There'll be blood all over.
Going.
it. He'll be like, yeah, that's about expected.
Oh
yeah.
god. I'll tell you something. Stamina.
Oh, she
It's
ain't
fine.
doing that.
If you need to lose him, just climb some stairs.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Just run. He'll be fine.
Just walk quicker than him. It'll be
Wait,
fine.
hold up.
If you're looking for
Guys,
some company,
you're all forgetting I
can-
have Thunderstep.
I'm also forgetting that Mog is wearing a
Yes,
dress,
but that can be
so
cleared up with
running
good
is-
antibiotics.
and I know how much HP this man has. That wouldn't be great.
That would be like watching the Fat Controller from Thomas the Tank Engine when he gets knocked over. Like, you know, it's just that
Oh, God.
rolling sort of like a pinball. Like a not pinball, like a bowling ball pin. Like just oh no.
Well, he offers his arm. Well, my lady, why don't I go show you? Have you ever seen a Zukeshian cherry blossom tree? They're downstairs in the garden.
I would be honoured. And I
I've
whispered
actually seen one
to
of those.
Isaac
Did he-
and
did he
Sesh
just-
on the way out, Pray for
the
me.
general.
Go and talk to the other lady.
Did he
She's just like-
deliberately mispronounce Uteshi?
No, Sakesh is an island
Oh,
off the coast.
Sakesh. Okay.
Yeah.
Zakesh. Zakesh is an island.
Yeah, because
Island.
Stenny was
Which I've
about to
been there,
pop up
actually,
and
so
go,
yeah, Seth is
"You
like-
misspelled my name, Emma."
Now, I
Ah!
wouldn't say he wouldn't be past mispronouncing the Utash, but whether or not he'd care.
Yeah.
You're one of those Utash stepbrothers. Haha.
Aha, yo.
yes. Yeah. So he takes your arm and it goes off. And
So-
the general watches for a minute and then make a perception check. The two that are staying.
Can I
Was he
make
visibly
insight?
like relieved?
Yeah, make an insight. Yeah, insight works too. Whichever
Mine
one's
is the
better.
exact same, so whichever one you want to take.
Pick.
Yeah. Insight. Let's do
One
that.
for me, it's okay. So like, got a 14.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you see his expression for a second. He like looks at the two walking. His head kind of tracks him for a split second, and you can see in his mind he's like, "Oh no, should I go or should I? No, I'm free." And he just walks without saying anything. He just walks
He's like,
past
"Oh."
you down the stairs opposite of where.
We need to keep a note of that guy though, because he is like the top general apparently. He is essentially the.
Yeah.
He leads the elite guard, so like
The thing is,
rather than
we
the
were
household
told
guard.
don't talk to military people.
Yes, but I'm saying just eyes on him for reaction and stuff. Like he secured his place for a reason. So
Probably because he could kick all of our asses.
exactly, he's. If we can like convince enough people to convince him, we'll have a better chance of convincing others.
Well, we've got the plan for later. It sounds like I'm going to be. This guy is wrapped
This is
around.
the-
This
Yeah,
thing
you need to
right here.
earworm the hell
This
out.
one specifically. And then this one later.
What was I was going to say? So, do we try and head to the smoking room, Sesh?
Sure, I guess. We might as well try.
You
Remind
know my
me
hands
what
are
our
tiny,
top-
they fit in
It's such a
yours.
tiny little finger.
Aw, the way he said that sounds adorable.
It's tiny.
Finger.
What did you tell Orville?
I don't know.
There's my finger.
Look at that. Oh, she's got some tiny hands.
Red's like, I'm
Been
going to turn
holding
this
it for
camera off.
16 years.
I didn't realise it was that small. I feel just like this
Red's
massive.
like, I'm
mitt
going to
just
turn this
engulfs
camera
her
off in a
hands.
minute.
To be fair, at what point do you ever like compare like the sizes of the
I have
fair.
very small hands, to be fair, so I do that quite a lot. It's a compensation.
It's a conversation piece.
I guess so. What? All right.
Right, I've
Yeah, we're
chopped one
gonna-
of them. Rest of you get on it.
Yeah. So we're looking for who's the other one?
The sister of the king, High Prince, the sister of the king.
Do I have her name? I'm assuming you.
Yes, she's
Nala,
the one that.
Arif.
Yeah, Nala.
That is
Aerith-
not that is not the sister of the king.
Oh, is that not?
No,
Which
that
one's
is a Nala. Nala.
Oh,
No,
it's
Rivallon.
Lesha Morland.
Lesha Morland.
Lesha Morland.
Morland. Yeah, the Sasha
Yeah.
Morland.
Morland.
Yeah.
Sasha
Lesha.
Morland.
Is she here? Anyone that we think could be her?
And what do you think could be her? Okay, give both of Sesh and Isaac give me a perception check. As you
We
walk
know
around
she
searching.
hates. We know she hates the High Prince, so she's probably the other end of the building.
Alright, give me a perception check as you look around, as you try and find.
I
and
am
find
awful at perception.
something.
That's a 10.
I don't have my advantage innately anymore because I don't have my shield. So
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Give
I
yourself
still look
guidance for
like
every
that,
roll.
I could do that, yeah. But that's another spell that has like verbal and semantic things. Just a
Yeah.
crossbow
Fair.
trains on my head.
Her hand glows essentially when she does that.
Yeah. Just a crossbow trains on my head. Like, what the fuck is this bitch doing?
Hand glows. Don't worry, I'm powdering my face.
I
The
can actually
Dragonborn
do that
powders
with
their
this
face.
spell.
So did you roll perception?
Yeah,
Sash,
I got a
or-
19.
Oh,
She-
okay. Oh, that was the previous one. All right, right. Okay. You spend a little bit of time looking around, kind of walking, enjoying the atmosphere, keeping an eye on stuff. You don't have a physical description of the woman you're looking for. You notice people that are most likely royalty. Are prince or princesses in the hierarchy, or vice princesses, which is the actual title. Make a luck check. Let's see. Okay. There's a little knot of people talking in one of the. Oh, is it break time?
Yes, exactly now.
All right. We'll as you approach this knot of people, we'll go on break and come back afterwards.
Okay, so we'll be heading into our 5-10 minute break. Go grab yourselves refreshments. We'll be doing the same, and we will see you very soon. the soiree, shall we?
Yeah, let's go and have fun at a bloody party. There's nothing happening at.
Oh no, apparently Mog's getting lucky with someone she does not want to get lucky with. Anyway, carry on.
It's our own
Listen,
damn
the chef needs sushi. We'll punch this man out. Don't worry about it.
I'm not gonna. Let's just be fully clear right here. I'm not gonna force Mog into that situation because I don't feel.
No, it's okay. She would. No, it's fine.
I just, as long as he's in eyesight of Isaac, I could just banish him for a minute.
Don't worry, he'll be back. And
You banish him to,
please.
you banish
don't
him
bring him
someplace,
back.
and he just comes back. Ah, you took my breath away. He comes back.
Ah!
Though to be fair, if something like that happened, if you get banished to another dimension, the first thing you said when you came back was that kind of pickup line, that's actually pretty badass. That's a level of confidence there. That's otherworldly.
Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure if Isaac was to banish him, the entire General Corps would be like, please don't bring him back. Leave him there.
Unfortunately, if he's not from this plane, if he's from this plane,
To be fair, he's actually from
The devil.
he's actually from the Hell Planes, so he can stay there.
Yeah.
I could
But you
teleport
two
him
that are not Sesh
Flowerman,
and
you will never-
Sesh and Isaac, you head to a knot of individuals that you find in a side room. There's quiet music playing from an opposite room. Individuals are talking, enjoying their enjoying the party and the atmosphere. And you see a middle-aged half-elven woman dressed in very non-traditional clothes, showing off her assets. Is the plan.
Rivallon's on his way.
Rivallon just walks in the room like,
Plan-
hello.
She's surrounded. She's surrounded by some maybe handmaidens or advisors.
Rivallon's on his
who
way.
are-
Rivallon just flashed out through the window.
Yeet.
But you kind of walk up.
It's okay. It's me.
Are you introducing like yourselves or what's the?
If she's not talking to anyone, yeah.
She's not. She's just talking with like a handmaiden, and it's like a small conversation. When you walk up, she kind of looks towards you,
Okay.
expecting.
Charming.
And then
Do we?
you
Who do we? Actually, I'm gonna wait see if I can overhear someone use her name.
Is there like things here that like, you know, this is meant to be the smoking room, right? Is there like an assortment of cigars available for people to try, or is it you have to bring your own sort of?
This isn't a smoking room because you decided this wasn't the girl that you were looking for, or that
This
wasn't
isn't
the
the
girl,
girl that you're looking
that
for.
that girl that you asked for and got the location of was a 15-year-old girl that
Oh,
was
is that the Velvet?
that was
That's
the head
not-
That's the head
that's
of
the head of
the
one of the other houses.
Yeah,
That's the
Yeah,
Bell
one of the other
girl,
branches.
isn't she? I think
yeah. That she.
she's
Yeah.
the youngest of the
Not the
potential
youngest.
heirs,
There's a couple of young.
No, there's like a 9.
one of, yeah. My
9-year-old
notes do say one of the youngest, not the
Yeah.
youngest.
No, she was still one of the favorites despite being young. I think was the weird thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But this older middle-aged woman kind of looks at you expectantly for a split second, then then like a woman that looks not royal but dressed well, kind of leans over and whispers into her ear for a second. And you see, oh, Sesh, Isaac, Turquoise Company. You're one of Vogue's assets.
Yes, indeed. Isaac de Drake. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I bow. The session will have a size of she.
Offers her hand out. Yes, and goes,
I think that's what you have to do.
yeah,
Take it, kiss the back of the hand. You gotta kiss the ring, you know.
Lucia,
Rivallon
I
comes
grew
out.
up on Michael
Anything
Jackson.
you want me to be.
Lucia Moreland Kalan.
Oh.
That's her. That's her.
Your Majesty. I
Pleasure.
had
It's
one-
actually your grace.
Grace. I do apologize. I grew up in a monastery.
Yes, that is common for an inquisitor of your faith. I'm assuming Palorian, given the
17
separate
symbols.
instances of the symbol on your body.
Whatever gave it away.
Mhm. And you, Bahamut.
What gave that away?
Ooh. I have information. You're not too quiet in the city. And I've been here for quite some time.
Says she's also wearing her symbol as like a pin holding parts of her
And she's Dragon Ball.
garb together. So, and she's also a giant.
But,
dragon.
hey, we'll not be racist here.
Nothing racist, man. You can follow Bahamut and be human. Nothing wrong with that.
Yes, it's, I'm surprised none of your other band are here.
Well,
One of them has been raising hell, as it were, with the local nobility, or somewhat well-off individuals for the last few
Stinia
weeks.
does enjoy his hunting. That is something that we will not begrudge him.
Hmm.
Ustinia, we're all around. Mogrith has made the acquaintance of. What was
Got
it?
his name already.
No, I'm an idiot. I wrote down their titles and not their names. So I know where he's from.
Well,
Maybe
hope
Nessa.
you can combine two notes.
Nessa.
Nessa.
Nasser Amra Kalan X.
Yeah.
Nessa Amra Kalan the 10th. Writing that down.
Oh yes, my buffoon of a cousin. Surprised she can stand him. It was quite the oath.
She can't.
I think she's being polite.
Hmm. Did you acquire something? Or were you just introducing yourselves to the favorites to win?
Can it be both?
Good answer. Just like sinks down in the cushioned seat a little bit more.
Of course, we wanted to make your acquaintance. You've been perusing the people and trying to ascertain who will win. And after all, having friends in high places is often an excellent thing
Well,
to have.
As far as I know, the two favorites to win are me and the individual that you've already met. Nasser is not. He is himself.
That's a good way to describe him.
Yeah. So I don't think I'll have to worry about much.
Well, Isaac, I believe our whole reasoning for being here, aside from showing our faces and making ourselves known to those who might need a little muscle in the future. Never know. We're here to inform you of a potential threat to the Kalan dynasty and the entire continent as a whole.
Oh, is this doomsday prophecy Vogue's been yelling about for the last few weeks to the generals?
It's very much not a prophecy.
It's very hard to keep secrets in the city if you were trying.
We're not good at that.
Hmm.
Well, Isaac
We never.
is.
Well, we never came here intending for it to be a secret to you and your people. We came merely to inform because we believe there to be great weight behind this threat.
Of course.
don't.
Of course. You're doing it out of a sense of duty. That would track with what we know about you and you.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Just a little cheeky smile there.
And of course, we would want to make your acquaintances. We believe you to have quite the head on your shoulders.
And great sway among the people.
I don't care about swaying the people, only my cousins.
Those
His
two.
Little laugh kind of rolls through the like 10 or like 9 or 10 little attendants that she has around her.
Well, those two.
Let me get this straight. And somebody whispers into her ear. She listens for a second. You want an in with the government, with my brother, to try and get Vogue's recommendations implemented for something that's coming.
That's the long and short of it.
Timeline doesn't really match up there, though. Vote doesn't happen until the solstice. So I am unfortunately quite unable to help you in that sense. Also, I doubt anything I say my brother will ever support.
Have a good point from what we've heard.
No matter though. I can have the rest of my cousins that vote for me and support me implement things that might align with your goals.
Allow me to be so bold as to ask why you're believing us.
I don't. But I know it's important to you, which means you'll do things for me to believe you.
Yeah, that's a fair point of reasoning.
My belief doesn't matter.
Also a fair point of reasoning. So what do you want from us?
You're a non-entity in this situation tonight. No one cares to insult you, but no one cares if they insult you, or where you are, or who you are. Unfortunately, for me, many of my people are unable to have such a current position. With the vote happening in a few weeks, we need to know who's our friend and who isn't our friend, and who's supporting the bumbling oaf that he is. You, being who you are, and the mercenaries that you are, and opportunistic as well, given the cover story that you've been given. I'd assume you would take this and seek out some information tonight from my various cousins and nephews and nieces, and find out just who they support.
Isaac, should I get
No
Rivallon
more, no
here?
less.
He seems like he could be very useful for this particular task.
I think we'll all be very useful at this particular task in our own ways. Consider
It
it done.
require you to change minds, just to know where those minds are at the time.
You
With
just
that, I
questions.
can.
Do that.
With that, I can work with.
You need to know where you stand. Quite right, so.
Yes.
We can do that for you.
Good.
So we've got
Well,
to
we'd
get.
best get on that because we
Yep.
are out of time.
He's
you
a little
mind
like
if I-
condescending. Go.
Do you mind if I cast a spell before I leave? I need to contact somebody, and I don't want to do that in the room with all the people with crossbows.
You may.
I'm going to cast Sending and contact Rivallon and let him know what's going on, because he is the stealth master extraordinaire. So, gather information, eavesdrop, listen it.
All right.
What?
On all of the royalty. Find out where they stand.
Who are they voting?
Yep, coming for.
Why me?
Because you're the
We're all
sneakiest.
doing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If this was the
We're all
CK,
doing it, but you're alone.
if this is the CK Council, you're the spy master.
Yeah. Rivallon
There's
has
just
like
steward.
I'm
Yeah,
underhanded.
So wait, he's the
sneaky.
spy master with a stat of 10 in intrigue, but also 20 in martial.
Yeah. And then Ustinia's marshal, Mog is the chancellor, and I'm the what's it called, the clergy.
Yeah. You're the pope or whatever version, the bishop.
Well,
Realm
the
priest.
The realm priest.
While this is all happening,
Oh,
Ustenia,
thank God.
Stay.
Ooh.
Ustenia, you spent some time around and found some recognized faces from
Yes.
your previous weeks of carousing. And you find your friend, or at least acquaintance, a positive acquaintance, Charles Martin, as well as a couple other individuals he's kind of coalesced around. There's a marquis from across the Strait of Flowers, from the Strait of Flowers. There's a couple islands on the strait that is here to just kind of show face, diplomatic kind of shit. But he's fairly, he said hi to the High Prince, and at this point, he's just enjoying some time with his other friends. Charles Martin is a friend of his, because again, we've stipulated Charles is a tradesman. He trades a lot. He's a merchant, so he has ins a lot with overseas individuals of middling nobility or middling rank governmentally. So there's a marquis, a couple of small military commanders around there, like lieutenants or majors kind of equivalent. They're all just kind of talking. They Martin introduces you broadly, very boastfully, and talks about your hunting that you've been doing. They seem all right with you, a little bit less stuck up than you'd expect. They even do a little bit of what do you call it, shop talk with there's a cavalry officer that is there talking about combat on a mount, that kind of stuff.
Oh, I'm right there with him. Yep.
Yeah. So you're actually having a pretty good time. You're probably, out of everybody here, you're actually enjoying the party.
Including party's attendance, yeah.
Yeah.
Came to party. I am here party.
To be fair, actually, out of the spectrum of everybody from the servants to the High Prince, about the only people that are really enjoying the party are right in the middle. Not a part of the royalty, not a part of the servants, just kind of middling
It's always the way,
officials.
because
I make everybody's
the
time
aristocracy are
enjoyable.
there working. If the aristocracy are at a party in this sort of time era, they're working.
Yeah. So
It's
a lot of
shocking.
the middling officers, middling governmental officials, or middling kind of mercantile interests, they're just having a good time. They're just having a good time. In fact, at some point, you even go. There's a dancing hall that nobody's using at this point. There's a couple of the officers got some nice ladies that they brought as dates and stuff. So there's a little dancing going on. There's carousing, that kind of stuff. Really, you're just having a good time, and you're probably your third glass in at this point.
Crap, I'm going to be carrying him home.
You're probably third glass. It's not hard shit.
Neither
it's
was
a
the
party
last
drink.
bottle we drank together. I was fine. Bloody
it's
lightweight.
It's a party drink, but you're enjoying yourself. You're having some food, what other than this, are you wanting to do anything tonight? What is your thing? Because you could just do this all night.
See-
you're in good company. with nice people and enjoying
Okay,
yourself. But
so I have not been informed about we need to find out who's voting for who.
that is true.
Because I am unaware of this, I do have an agenda. My agenda is simply to schmooze and get to know and get the ear of potentially the military officials that I'm with. But other than that, no. Until someone tells me I have a job to do, I am here to party.
Okay. Okay.
So other than
that
like
makes-
schmoozing my way into military circles that I seem to be doing at the minute, other than that, I'm here to party. I've been given no other mission.
I will definitely try to
You-
find him at some point, but he can. That's still a
Well,
while away.
this is the
with
time in
timelines.
between.
Yeah.
Timelines
this
are
is-
reaching up. Actually, at some point, hold on. Okay. At some point, while you're partying and you're enjoying time, and it's kind of in the middle of a talk, there's an infantry officer. Actually, no, he'd be an artillery officer who's just talking about like the latest catapults that are coming out, because gunpowder is not necessarily a thing here. These interesting, very mobile ones that can be carted around. You get interrupted, not by somebody interrupting you, but them like stopping and going kind of at attention. And you like look over your shoulder and you see a half-elven man, middle like 20 something kind of age, but in a more refined regal officer uniform than theirs. They incline their heads slightly as if they're on attention, and then Charles like smiles because he doesn't have military protocol to deal with, and he goes, "Oh, Stenya, this is Eldon Fien Kalan. He's one of the old families here today, and Eldon inclines his head slightly. Yes, it's good to meet you, Stenya." He looks over towards the officers. "I'm afraid I may have lost him. Has anyone seen my cousin, Nesser? He's not where I left him."
Damn, that's bad.
Oh dear.
The officers like look and like they're understanding faces, like this isn't a surprise to them. It's like, "No, sir, no, we didn't see him. No. Keep an eye out. Out of trouble. He likes to be himself. Yes." And
Okay,
kinda-
so he is the royal version of Draco. You know him.
you know,
I'm
you
with-
know Draco.
I'm with half-elven Draco.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't
they-
know. Draco was incompetent because of he used to be great, and he kind of got fucked up at one point. It's kind of just
Yeah.
fucked him up. This guy just
Never been great.
exists.
Yeah,
Draco had brain trauma, a broken
Dra-
jaw, and probably like 1,700 injuries.
It's
And
the
that's why
has
he's
been,
shit.
never will be divide, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
has been,
Yeah.
never will be.
Yeah, Nasser's great. Nasser's great for a lot of people, just not himself, and only because Nasser has the name he has. That's kind of just, I was thinking. It's probably a lot of inbreeding on there too. He is the 10th of the same name. But yeah, kind of inclines. Yeah, keep an eye out if you can. I need to find him before he talks to people. Walks away. And yeah, it's just this. Apparently, he is royal of some sort. He's a royal branch of some sort. He didn't get he didn't catch where he's from or anything, but he's like a young 20-something. Looks fairly strong, actually. Like a pretty strapping young man in a uniform that is not a general's, but he's definitely royalty in military kind of uniform. He walks off at that point. At some point there, midway through the time, and yeah, you just spend. I'll probably say, given how much time we spent with them and how long that took and everything, you probably spent about maybe like another half hour with this group, just enjoying time. You get to know some of the officers, moderately. Like they enjoy you being there. Like before at some point Isaac finds you.
I'll just be like, Ustinia, we have a task. Are you able?
Desk? What?
I inform Ustinia. The sister of the Crown Prince has asked us to find out where certain members of her family lie on the upcoming vote, and she will in turn help us inform them of the upcoming events.
Oh, I just missed one. He came here looking for his cousin.
Didn't happen
find
to
him.
be talking
say
about
cousin again?
it didn't happen to be talking about a rather large, dopey one, right?
But, yes, actually. The look on face definitely suggests that.
Malgrith is distracting him. I gave her the sending stone so she can call us if she needs us. Put it that way.
Oh, where are they?
That's the way you
What
said
are you
that.
gonna do? Watch!
Older
Sell
brother of Sadie is
tickets!
just like, who the fuck is acting up in here?
I believe she's being given a tour of the grounds.
I kill him. I kill him right now.
I break his neck like twig.
Okay.
I put fingers each side of his head and squeeze.
Oh, don't worry.
You
I-
tell her what task is then, right? She getting information from him, right?
Well, he is one of the two favorites. He's the other choice, so to speak. So I'm sure he'll be voting for himself, because I think they can do that here.
Oh, yes, of course.
Perfect sense.
Okay, I go find Eldon. Prince Eldon. He came over. I will tell him who his cousin is with.
Okay.
See if I can get his ear. Okay, thank you. I go back to party now.
If you discover any votes...
Bye.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Over to Rivallon. I'm running 5 different encounters right now in different areas of the
We've
castle.
split the
Rivallon.
party.
You split the party almost to a single person per split at this point, by the way, because Isaac's not with Sesh anymore. I know that.
This is one of those rare instances, though, where it's useful.
Useful, yeah.
No, yeah, this is not a bad one. This is a good one where you did this. It's just hard to manage. And it means it means you have to wait a long time. Rivallon. You said before you were just going to kind of do some surreptitious intelligence gathering throughout.
Yes,
the
but
party.
apparently I heard a voice in my head.
Well, this is you had a little time beforehand though before you did that. So just give me a general stealth check. You're not stealthing. You're just being you're becoming
as
like a
soon as
non.
I hear from Sesh going, we need you to do some surreptitious actual intelligence, proper intelligence kind of thing. I'm going to be going full stealth.
Well, I'm
right
talking
now, I'll
about
just go basic stealth.
Yeah. Because everything is well lit. There's no. This is the middle of the party.
Yeah, I'm only
It's
getting
a
11
well-lit
out of
area.
this.
Okay. Well, it's not a high DC. You're not trying to become unseen. You're just becoming.
Blending.
You're blending in. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
blending.
You're Ezioing this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's a apparition of priests that just walk by and you're just kidding.
All of a sudden,
I
Rivallon
was
has an
thinking
Italian
more the
accent.
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood when they have the big party sort of thing. You got all the courtesans and everything kind of milling
Yeah.
around. And...
Yeah.
I want to see decked out Rivallon just surrounded by courtesans like this, but somehow
You-
blending in.
Yeah, you.
All right.
But
He has a very
you.
thick Italian accent.
You
Yeah,
had.
don't touch that.
You head around your.
Oh boy.
There's
That
a
was
lot
my
of.
coin purse.
There's a lot of just small groups that coalesce in the back areas that aren't in the main ball areas. But you're able to not arouse any suspicion as you walk through some of these rooms. Kind of just look around. You're just a party goer. There's party goer, and sometimes they don't even notice you walk in. You do notice definitely a couple of royalty, here and there, just kind of talking amongst themselves. Usually one person that is royalty talking with maybe some other individuals. There is at one point you do see two individuals that are definitely royalty, but they're young. Probably. Oh, hold on. Like young of age, but just barely kind of age. One boy, one girl. And they look to be twins. But they're both wearing a like royal garb, and they look to have a guardian that's keeping an eye on them as you kind of catch them midway through when they're going from one area to another, and they're just kind of talking amongst themselves. Give me a perception check.
I am rolling so well today.
Oh my god, man! How do you?
Jesus.
Normally you're amazing.
Natural ones.
Yeah, 2 natural ones. My god. Normally you are.
Because you
amazing
took his
at
bow
these
away from him.
Yes.
He lost his power.
He's lost his power.
I'm not killing
yeah.
stuff.
You don't catch it. You don't catch a lot of what they're saying. Like you get little bits and pieces, but not enough to make an intelligible sentence out of anything. Like you're trying. Basically, you're being overly cautious. You're trying to stay unseen, so you're sticking a little bit too far away, even if you don't necessarily need to. It was like going over it in your head after it already happened. It's just like I could have got closer. It's around that time when you hear the message that you need to start looking. You need to start kind of getting the gauge of some of these royals and where they're at in terms of the vote for the.
So I hear a
Prince
voice
Heir.
in my head go, Rivallon. Yes, Satan? Oh, I'm sorry, Sesh. You reminded me of someone else.
Okay. I will let you die next time.
So, with that in mind, I'll let you take make another stealth check.
I'm also casting myself pass without a trace.
All right.
You know that, like, I know, just as a thing,
Yeah.
Rivallon, doesn't that create like a black cloud around you to help you with shadow? Isn't that like how that works?
No, it's
Isn't
like
that
a
what's
perception
in the
filter.
Can you read the description of the spell, just so we can make sure that that's?
Yes, I'm a black cloud.
It's just like the black cloud from Mario is like going through the room.
Yeah, a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you. I'm gonna say if you want to actually remain non-threatening for the part, if you don't want to trigger an exclamation point above some of these guards' heads, you're gonna have to just do a normal stealth check.
I want to do a normal stealth check. I'm
just trying to not get you killed. I'm sorry.
15.
That's better. Okay, so you're more stealthy. You're also gauged a little bit more of like how to kind of blend in a little, especially given the fact that your garb is not exactly what everybody else is wearing, but you're getting there. You're getting there. You're better off than you were. You remember a couple of places where there were royal members of the royal branches. Do you want to like go back there and try and just listen in, or are you trying to like search out more people? Like, what's your plan?
I need to find out information from people who are going to be voting, basically. So I need to listen into their conversations, not anyone else's.
Right.
So, are those people voting?
They looked part of royal branches, whether or not they were the head of the branch, because from what you understand, the heads of the royal branches make.
And there's 15 branches, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Got
they
the
might
name,
be
like,
talking
four of them.
about, but
They could be talking about it. They could not be. You could try and prompt them if you wanted to. Like, there's a lot of ways you can go about this. It's up to you how you want And there's a lot of ways overtly and stealthily you want to go about this.
All right, let's go back to one of those groups.
One of those groups. Okay. Got a good luck roll there. Some of them have filed out of rooms, but you catch that group of twins again. They're at like an hors d'oeuvre table, talking amongst themselves. The guardian by the way, the guardian looks like a stern, like a stern churchwoman, who is
19th
at
century
this
governess.
point, yeah, at this point not hovering over them. She's off to the side a little bit, talking with another individual, maybe like a servant or something. So you can get a little closer. They're talking. The two young royals are talking amongst themselves as they like gather some food. Make another perception check. You have another chance on this.
Oh,
There you
that's
go.
better.
19.
Okay, you. Okay, hold on. I gotta make a. Okay. You get kind of midway through the conversation. They are talking about other royalty. They're talking about other royalty, and you kind of catch them midway through. And he's like, "Well, he's such an oaf. I don't necessarily feel comfortable about that. It's gonna be basically just an empty suit." And then the girl was like, "Well, yes, but
That's the point.
if we vote for yes, but if we go with Moreland, she's just going to dig her claws into everything. It's going to be just as bad. At least he's manageable." Maybe. I don't know. We really have to talk about this. We only get one vote. And they just kind of go back there, and then it kind of goes into, "Oh, have you seen this? Oh, it's a little sandwich." And it's like goes into talking about a little
What's
keto
this
dough.
green stuff in between them? I think
Yeah.
they call it cucumber. Why is that the only thing in this freaking sandwich?
Appears out of nowhere and goes, "Ooh." He's walking.
Got a little bit there. You don't know who they are. You didn't get their names. There are two half-elven twins, and they are wearing the royal crest.
Right.
So, they did that, and they were talking about
The vote.
They're talking about the vote, and they were talking about an oaf that would be an empty suit, and Moreland who would dig her claws into everything.
We know who those are.
Yes.
You got those two. Okay, I will say that takes some time. Then we go to Mog
And the oath.
and the oaf. He hasn't stopped talking.
You think so?
You surprise me.
He hasn't stopped talking since
Roll
you
it.
left the balcony. Since the balcony, he hasn't stopped talking, and he just he's going over. You're not sure what he's saying is true, because he's talking about these plants, like he's like explaining where they come from and stuff. He's taking you around the grounds. And like it looks like each area is dedicated to like a specific area of the world. And it's actually kind of interesting, other than him, is the fact that when you get near some of the more northern latitudes, it feels a little bit like home in the temperature, because it goes down a lot. Or some of like there's even like a little area dedicated to like the northern gray waste, and it like gets a lot warmer when you get closer to those areas. So it's like actually like temperature controlled magically as he takes you around through there. At some point, you meet with another two couples that he seems to know the men from. They're captains of some orders. They were not wearing they're not wearing a badge to tell you.
Mhm.
The women seem to be like they're enjoying that they're here. Not necessarily with them, but they're enjoying that they are here in the palace. Kind of thing. You don't know who said it first, but somebody suggested Blindman's Bluff.
Oh, fuck.
So I'm gonna need you to roll a d20, and we're gonna see who's blindfolded here. And I will also let you apply your intelligence modifier to this to try and outwit the oaf.
Oh, please outwit the oaf.
Ooh.
What's your intelligence modifier?
Intelligence modifier is +1.
+1.
Red is
okay.
cleverer than Mog. Mog just reads a lot.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
+1.
Dirty
Okay.
20.
Dirty 20. I'm going to roll this out in the open. Nasser has a -2.
Oh,
He has an intelligence of 8. Oh my gosh.
7.
10. He rolled a 10.
You doubled him.
Doubled him. Okay. So you're not sure who suggested Blind Man's Bluff first, but you do know who was able to turn tables and convince the men to be the blindfolded ones. You are in the middle of it's like a little topiary area, like that's like off in the corner, and all the three men are blindfolded, and the women are just kind of standing off to the side. This is a golden opportunity. If you wanted to leave, you can definitely leave without anyone giving you any shit about it, because he's into it right now. He's into it. Oh, where are you at? He's like reaching out, and they hits a. But there you are. Nope, bush. All right, got it. Just kind of go.
What? That was taken, sir.
below 10. 1 to 10, she stays. 11 to 20, she out of there.
All right.
That was hardly a roll.
I'm gonna roll that again because that wasn't. That's cocked.
That was
Just roll it on screen.
5.
Fuck.
I
That's a
could roll it
technical
on
term.
screen.
Roll it on screen.
No,
Yeah.
I brought dice. I want to use dice.
All right.
Nah, I can respect that. I have
respect
dice.
that. I have a lot of dice. Yeah, I have a lot of dice too.
Just put mine away, to be fair.
All right. So we're gonna say this. You spend the next however long you want to spend.
Escaping his grasp.
Yes. Escaping his grasp in playing the game in a much more strategic manner than most people playing this game play it. In this way. Given the fact that after so long of you not saying anything, it's not fun. You don't have to give me hints. It's just like you're like 50 feet away. Here. It's just like
Just using thaumaturgy to just carry your voice.
I don't have
Yeah.
strategy.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it doesn't matter. Fucking rolled it. Well, I mean, no, it's good for you. I don't. Yeah, you rolled a 3, so. This goes on for a long time, so long enough that we're going to.
I'm just gonna hold out my arm at one point and just go. Here.
give him the.
Oh no! Oh, you found me! Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you little
Oh, you
minx.
gave me a run for my money. You did, yes.
That sounds so wrong, Roach. Just want to point that out.
Yeah.
I'm going to take so many baths when this is done.
Yeah.
You guys
You'll
have to
never
listen
be
to him.
clean
I have to inhabit this man every time I speak. That's him.
Really well, which is probably not a great compliment.
I don't like
There you
it. I don't like it. I don't like him. No. The worst.
Yes, they do, Centurion.
So yeah. That happens.
do not
so-
like that green oaf man. I do not like him, Sam. I am.
But that's what happens during that stretch of time. I don't think did they send a message to you
Nope.
about?
No.
No? Okay, yeah.
I'm still being.
You're just there for a while. Though at
Wishing
one
she
point,
wasn't.
yeah, wish you were. At one point, hold on. Actually, we're gonna roll this just because you've had multiple chances. So, okay, yeah, that's a good luck roll. Right when the men start getting all of them captured. Like, by the way, yours and his round lasted a lot longer than the other two, officers and their dates.
I smart, you dum dum.
More so that the women were actually.
Oh, they want to be caught.
They're having fun with their dates. like they're not like great, but hey, it's a night. But right when basically the blindfolds are about ready to be traded to the opposite, to the opposite number, a young half-elven man, kind of strapping, muscular, kind of comes around some topiaries around with a large Ustenian. Uteshian.
And they start a fight.
Large Uteshian man. Utari, you
Mog's
met.
relief is obvious to everyone apart from Nassar.
You don't even need to. You don't even need to say that. That's true of all things. It's true of all things.
True. That's
Yeah,
just
Ustenia,
facts.
you met this this young man after meeting Isaac. So you just said you were going to help, and you were able to track down using your amazing tracking skills to find this.
Just find the piece of the party where everyone's is trying to escape from.
So you round the corner, and there is Nistar, a couple of officers, a couple of women. One of them is Mog, who is visibly relieved that somebody is that somebody saved her from this man.
Help me.
And he comes by and goes, "Oh, Nasser, I lost you there." Nasser goes, "Oh, yes, you took a long time. I decided to have a little fun."
Being an idiot. Yes.
Yes, Ustenia.
As
Nice to see
he
you.
looks over towards you, Mog. And says, "This is my cousin. This is Eldon. He's a young
Pleasure
man.
to meet you, sir.
He serves with me under the. Which one is it, Eldon? Which one was it again? It's the seventh. Yes, he's my second on the 7th. Yeah, he hits the badge with the number 2 on it. And he's just, yeah, he's the second. You get it? Yeah.
I want to die.
Every time I have to talk
You're not
to you,
even there.
I die a little inside.
Yes, I am currently
Hey,
wishing my soul would leave my body.
I've never had my imagination have a nosebleed before, but right now.
This is Margaret. She's very good. Very, very good. I met her somewhere. The balcony.
Yes,
Balcony,
we met,
that's
we met on the balcony when
melt
you were with General Pella.
Melted. on
Pella, right. Yes, Pella. What did you need, Eldon? So, sir, I was, you have some people to meet, and I was going to bring you to them, and we were just going to go and speak with a few individuals that you needed to talk to, about your the upcoming election. Right, yes. He's very... The thing, oddly, Mog, you notice something? He's not very handsy. He had his arm out, but he never did anything else than that.
Good.
But when he was talking with Peller, those generals, and now with Eldon, he's very he's patting their shoulders and poking them and stuff. He's being very
I see where this is going.
I see where this is
Ah.
going. Good to know.
Having done this before,
Yes. Would you like to come with us? It's dreadfully boring, I'm afraid. But
I'm afraid
light
I
up the
have to
room.
be excused, Your Majesty.
Oh,
There's
it's
some things I need to do.
a shame.
It is a shame.
Definitely.
Your company has been wonderful for these last 3 hours.
Ustinia's going to slink in here as his opportunity at this point. You mentioned election. This is quite interesting. My culture has this same thing, this same similar practice. Could you tell me more about it? It's quite interesting to me.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to speak with less of an accent. I can't.
Oh,
My
Ustinia is about to get in a fist fight in this goddamn courtroom.
It's about time!
I hate this man so much, but I rolled it. He said he was a moron. I rolled it. He rolled a 2 on his intelligence check. That's a 0.
Jesus.
I hate this man. I hate
Make
that I
it
wrote.
broken.
In the red corner, we have Nassar, the Muppet. And in the blue corner, we have his demise, Ustelia!
I'm
Well,
afraid
pick up, you're not from here!
I'm afraid I don't understand. You want to speak less of an accent. I can't get. I don't know.
Deep breath in. Margaret, can you help? And then Ustinia goes into the politest, nicest, absolutely grammatically perfect Uteshian and speaks to Mogriff to translate for him. I understand there is election, my good sir. This is something our shared cultures experience, which is a matter of great interest to me. As the son of a chieftain, the grandson of a chieftain, and the brother of the current present chieftain, politics and elections are an important cultural touchstone of my people. And therefore, I'd be most impressed if you'd allow me to understand your people's utilization of the election method. I believe that this could be a great learning experience for me to bring back to my own people. All of that in Uteshian, asking Mod to translate.
I don't know where it's
But she got the gist from what he said before and says it.
Whatever says she's right now, she's super proud of Ustinia destroying this man's whole career. Ending it on
the problem is. Yeah. Oh, why didn't you say so, good sir? Sure, we'll take you with, and you can. Yes, that'd be amazing. It's like the poking and stuff. Yeah, come with us. Yeah.
Mog
yes.
takes out the safety
He didn't
stone
get
that-
a single bit of that sarcasm that existed. Like
It's
it
because
was
Mog
so good,
didn't
but it just
translate
that
it.
right over.
Mog slips out the sending stone, slides it to Ustinia, pats him on the shoulder, goes, "He is an absolute idiot. Good luck."
I can deal. I have many of those in family. I can deal.
I just imagine it like Mog takes like a couple of like ladylike steps for a little bit, and then
Have you heard of my
just
Uncle
sprints
Draco?
through.
You remind me of my Uncle Draco.
Yeah, he's Draco. He's no.
You know him.
Draco is
You know him.
Draco.
I scoot
Yeah,
off
so,
and try and find Sesh and or Isaac and or Rivallon.
All right. We'll say you find. None of them. No, hold on. I gave you all a number and I put it on a D.
Entire rest of
I
the
I
party.
rolled a D6, but there's only 5 of you, and I rolled a 6. So it's just
You found Ustinia again.
She walks around and comes back.
Damn
it!
You find Sesh.
Oh, great.
We'll say
This is
you
gonna
find
be
Sesh. Yeah. You
Alcohol,
find Sesh.
alcohol, 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 alcohol,
So-
alcohol.
Sesh, like, hands you a glass she had pre-prepared.
More alcohol.
And another one. And another one.
Okay. Oh,
You can sip on this
God.
one. Sip on this one. You'll be fine. You did notice, by the way, Sesh has, like, dolled herself up a bit more. There's a lot more skin showing now.
Stop trying to get into bed with Mog!
I mean, sure. I
Also,
wouldn't-
it'd be scales. would be sick.
Yeah, she's
a
throwing
lot more scale showing.
Yeah.
Shined them up a bit.
Yeah. Had to use a very expensive.
It's a
scale.
product that exists.
Yeah.
Scale polish.
Yeah.
Scale shine.
Yeah.
Just a bit of glitter.
Mario, because you're worth it.
For women.
But there's yeah. I'm just
trying to
like,
like.
Mog's
low-
gonna have that gonna have that voice in her head for like days now, and she's just gonna hear the. It's just gonna
So
laugh.
what we're
go-
basically
Sorry,
saying is
outside.
how Bosch was after months of travelling through war-torn countries. Mog got in 3 hours of talking to one man.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. In the meanwhile,
it was that man though.
It was that man. To be fair, it was that man. That man's worse than PTSD.
Make the laughing stop. Make the laughing stop.
Red would have got away from him much quicker. Mog's much more polite and ladylike. And well water.
Sesh would have broke his arm and then walked away. Snap. Bye. Gone.
Isaac
yeah.
would have cast silence on himself and just nodded.
Smart man. Yeah.
Sesh,
The
what's-
funny thing
what's
is,
going on?
I don't
This
think any
thing is
of that
now
would
with
have got
that
through.
idiot.
Well, in the intervening time, I assume Sesh decided to try and flirt her way into conversations. Because. you know,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
not?
Give me a general.
Flirt check.
Yeah, give us a flirt
Give me
check.
give me charisma.
Persuasion. Does that work?
That's. Give me charisma. you
general charisma,
specifically
yeah.
said flirting.
Oh. Well.
Dang.
Yeah.
21?
Yeah, you do. Here's the thing though. Roll a d20. Just roll a flat d20.
20. Okay.
This will tell me something.
11.
Okay. You do worm your way into a couple conversations. You don't find any royals on your way through. You're sticking towards the open areas. You know, you've got drinks ready for Mog because you know that's going to happen at some point. Because you're good at reading people. So you find instead you find people talking about the election, but they're not a part of the royal family. You notice fairly quickly though they're well off in terms of their dress, but there are telltale signs that this isn't their normal garb. That maybe they're servants that have been brought as like part of their entourage, and they're not there right now. They don't need to be, so they get a little bit of time off, and like it looks they all have somewhat distinct differences in terms of their dress or their tunics.
They don't look very comfortable in them because they're not used to wearing them, sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's very obvious that they don't all come from the same house.
Yeah.
And so they're talking. And you actually, with that fairly decent charisma check and a decent luck check on there, you get a little information about kind of the disposition of some of the houses and who they're going to vote for.
Okay.
Through there. By not going directly, but more just... It's not... Obviously, it's hearsay, but...
Sesh is better
there.
with normal people than she is with nobility, so this actually makes a lot of sense.
So you know, for one, a Vice Prince Eldon Fena Kalan will be voting for Nasser because he's kind of his handler.
That's the one that's been following him around. I was about to say.
Yeah, Eldon
He's
Fena
you get the
for
sense from some people that he's kind of a handler. He keeps track of them. You also know that Eldon is a part of a house or a part of a branch that no longer holds land officially because they held land in the colonies over the straits that no longer exist. So there's a lot of talk about, they're always looking for a way in on things. They're always looking for a way to...
And his way in is to get Nasir in and convince him, hey, you should give us some land.
And you get the sense that most of the old Lenore holding branches are kind of in the similar stretch. They're all looking to Nasir because he's a very easy person to...
Which branch? Sorry?
All the old Lenore holdings. So there's 3 branches that exist that used to have land over the Strait Flowers on the other
Okay.
continent that were part of an old colony that got overrun like a century ago. But they're still a part of the family, so they still technically have positions. They just don't hold any lands or titles, like other than the branch. And so apparently all 3 of them are looking towards Nisur.
What's
as their
their
way
3
in.
names?
One is Astra Petkins Kalan. She's the one of the leads. So Istra, that's Esta, Petkins.
Yep.
The other one is Lyra, Inra Kalan.
Yep.
Both of them, as well as Eldon,
I don't-
are all.
So
looking-
Eldon,
I'm making a for and against list right now.
Eldon
Alright.
is the handler who doesn't hold land, and then the other 2 are
Both
also
land.
the same. Are also the same
Yeah.
ilk where they don't own land because their colony was overrun, and they don't have
Yep.
any land anymore. Okay. Cool.
You also know that the High Prince doesn't vote, but he's trying to push for Nisur as well against his sister. And then also you have one other one that you got a kind of a read on, and especially somebody that you kind of locked in on because you've heard the name before. Heldrick Amadei Kalan V.
Is he
The
the guy that
man
went
passed
past
you on the
us
road.
as we were going along the road?
Yes.
Yes.
Plan 5th.
Yes. He's voting for the Lyssa Morlan for the king for the High Prince's sister. And that seems to be confusing to 2 of his servants. They're not sure why.
Okay.
That's what you've gotten out of there so far. And also give me a general like perception check, just because you're listening. You might catch this, you might not.
It's a good roll.
Let me check it. 18. Okay. You catch bits of information about other branches, not names, but just general information to let you kind of recognize them. There's apparently 2 unlanded branches that never had land, but they still hold a branch of the family. And one of them is surprisingly, they're talking about it because it's so rare. One of them is led by a boy and girl twin pair that are but that because of the way the voting works, they both vote
As one.
but it's just as one.
Oh, you actually mentioned this before. Twins of unlanded branches. Jared does mention it before, but I don't think I.
Yeah, it's because Rivallon bashed into was spying on them.
Spying on them. So that gives you a
Savages.
little information
So
about.
my girl
That gives
twin,
you,
never had land before. They're
Never had
voting
land.
for it.
and they get a single vote. And apparently, there's another unlanded family that's somewhere in there, but you don't get many information. You don't get any information about it, though. They do. One of the ladies does say he does seem a bit of a brute. That's what you get.
Said she's going to ask Mog if she wouldn't mind, like,
And yeah, at some
giving
point,
him
Mog
a
comes in.
second so she can pull her stuff back up and look more representable.
You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Now. And she fixed the drapes that she's basically wearing.
Yeah.
So I got
So that's what
some.
you-
I got some good information.
What are we trying to do?
So, we were talking to Lazara Morland Killan, the current High
Oh,
Prince's
the
sister.
other one. That
Yeah,
I
current High Prince's
yeah.
sister. She and Nazir, who you unfortunately had the displeasure of entertaining for the last little while, are the 2.
Let's never speak of that again.
I can see that you've already looked like you're about to down that glass of champagne, so let's not. Those two look like to be the next in line for the throne. And sorry, I keep having to find her name. Lasara wants us to find out who is voting for who.
Right. Okay. We can do that.
I've already gotten some names and some ideas, well, confirmed information on who's voting for who. I'm sure Isaac has already figured out a few things. I'm sure Rivallon has already figured out a few things. Listen,
We'll get
Sesh has some amount of confidence in you, Isaac, alright? Don't let her down.
You forget that I roll like Will Wheaton rolls.
Oh,
You
fuck.
don't.
Well,
We'll just channel this. Don't be Will Wheaton. Be Wesley. You can't fail at being
Oh,
Wesley.
that's worse.
Hey, no, here's the thing. The reason everybody hates Wesley is because he always wins at what he does.
No, he doesn't.
He's Mary Sue.
lost. Well, he is, but he sucked.
well, from what you've told me, we know 5 people, and let's assume that 2 are voting for themselves, so that's 7.
Yes.
So we just need to find 8 more?
I have 3. I have 3 that I've confirmed, and then I've heard some rumors about 2.
Ah,
of them.
yes.
Yeah, three confirmed, 4
One
including the
rumour.
star, and then 2 on the other 2.
And then,
And
there's
then
one
obviously
that's
the High
definitely
Prince is
undecided.
trying to shove the other way. And no, so far we haven't come up across anyone voting wild
Oh,
part.
no,
like,
I have 4. Sorry. I
Yeah,
forgot.
there's
I have
4
the 3
on-
unlanded, and then I have the Halrish.
Yeah.
Helrish.
Heldrick.
Heldrick.
Helrish.
Hel-
Heldrick.
Everyone
Hell's
vote
the fifth.
for Lizard.
Aldrich.
Ulrich.
Heldrick Amadei the Fifth.
Mr. Amadei the 5th.
It's Mr. Amadei.
Mr.
but
Amadei,
yeah.
myself.
Well,
But yeah, you. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, Sesh, I don't think I'll be bothered by Nassau again. I didn't get the feeling that I was his type.
Barking up the wrong tree type, or barking up the
Mhm.
wrong... Fair enough. Where's Justinia?
He went off with Nissa, so
Oh.
Totally his type.
that
Fuck.
Justinia's possibly more his type. So we'll see how that goes.
You mean the macho mystery man from across the mountains?
The
Oh,
man
wow.
who looks like he could probably break half of this fucking, like, every single wall in this castle down by hand. Yeah, probably.
That's something I've got to check. When you met him, Mog, you had just done a illusion, a disguised self to shrink yourself. Did you just
I-
keep casting that
I
for the 3
it's
hours
masked
you were
many
with
faces,
him?
so I could just keep rolling over, rolling
Yeah.
over, rolling
Okay,
over.
okay. I
And
was
now
just
she's
gonna
back
say-
to her normal height, my assumption.
Yes, I'm back to normal height. Tempted to go back to normal, how Mox usually looks in her face, but not yet.
All right.
I'm not scare the party
okay.
too much.
It's probably a good idea, though. We keep trying to figure out some more information. And now that you're back, Sesh loops her arm into yours. Maybe we could go figure out some things about the nobility. I've done as much as I could here, so.
Well, would you be more comfortable as me pretending that you're my assistant, or and then I just do all the talking?
I can help with the talking, but I don't really know how the whole nobility interaction thing goes. I'm more used to talking to regular people.
Just
Oh.
pretend that they are the best. Unless they give you a look that goes, don't give me shit, and then talk to them like a normal human. If they accept the flattery, keep flattering.
She's like writing this down in a notebook. Like, I'm taking notes for this shit.
All right.
Got it. Let's go.
Let's go to another one of our party members. So we're just kind of looping. We're looping back to a lot of people and going back and forth. It's just kind of like Isaac.
I am looking for nobles.
Looking for
we
nobles.
I know
Give me-
of the so
Give me a general.
Nassar is the Bear Hollow Primus. There is a lesser house, correct, of Bear Hollow as well.
Yes, there is a lesser house of Bear Hollow.
We've seen Nassar's stuff.
They're
Is
not.
there something- Do they have like
Primus,
a similar symbol?
If you're asking around, you get the sense that Primus was the kind of almost Latin equivalent term that the woman you talked to before used. It doesn't seem like the noble houses use that because that would indicate that one is better than the other. In a sense, there's usually large house. It depends on how much land they hold in the various cities because the cities aren't held by a single individual.
Yep.
They're kind of like divided their holdings between various things. So Nassar's family holds the majority of Bear Hollow, and there is another house that exists in Bear Hollow that holds a smaller portion of the holdings there.
That's
officially.
Nala Aelith Kalan's family, isn't it?
No.
Okay.
No. Nala's is from Belrunt, the same place. Same place that Heldrick is from. In fact,
actually, I know who I'm going to try and find. I'm going to try and find the one that's almost a full elf, the one that's from Heston. Because we found out he's the one that is the closest to being like full elf, so he'd be easier to spot.
Yeah, so you're looking for Aeon Tealdol Kalan. Sure. Okay, so yeah, he's part of the largest branch from Helstein as well. You ask around. Give me just a general charisma check as you're because this is just you smoozing. This is you trying to smooze and just like.
That's an 8.
It's an 8. Okay, hold on. All right. They don't like outright tell you where he is. You know, all the families are here. Like a representative of every family is here because they have to vote and they have to be present for this, and as well because of all of the military forces from their personal militaries that exist in this city right now. So they're all here. You get the sense that they don't intermingle a lot because of there's a lot of familial murder that exists within this family.
Cool. Yep. With it.
So they don't get together a lot. They don't coalesce a lot, except very officially. Okay, actually, yeah. All right. You're looking around. You don't get you can't find Tealdol because he's somewhere. He's somewhere in this building, and you're trying to find him. You're trying to vector in, but you're asking and you're trying to be nice about it. You're trying to think, I'd like to pay respects to it, but it's just more coming off of like citizen.
I am
this man?
I am looking for the most full-blooded Kalan.
Yeah.
Where might I find one?
You're coming off more of as an officer of the Inquisition than you are as a party goer.
I'm coming off as Teal'c from Stargate issue 1.
In my culture, I'd be well within my rights to dismember you.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Which was kind of always the basis for my character, so that's perfect.
Hammond of Texas.
I don't understand what you mean, Daniel Jackson.
Yeah. But you don't find that. But you do just randomly. You do find actually, because I rolled to see a luck, and you rolled a 20, so you did find one randomly, and then I rolled to see which number came up. And yeah, so you find a half-elven boy, essentially. He's teenage. He's a teenager. There's a guardian with him who is wearing a military uniform, probably some not general, but
Lieutenant Colonel.
Adjutant, something like the colonel, adjutant, something in that range. The boy is also wearing a military uniform, but it is a very bare uniform. It is an official is an official uniform of the dynasty, and possibly, given its cut, probably just the uniform for leading his household guard at this point. But he's probably 16. Given it's hard to tell with a half elf, but he's 16. Long blonde hair that's kind of like done up in like a standard kind of like ponytail of the day kind of thing, and he's just talking with it. There's some people come up and they like shake his hand or like greet themselves, and you're kind of get from the general gist of the room that this is the current leader of one of the branches from Bear Hollow. From the minor Bear Hollow branch, which would mean, and you get the name, this would be Volnus Kilmar Kalan II.
Volnus Kilgore? What was that middle one?
No, it'd be Kimar. It'd be Kimar. Kimar.
Kimar. Volnus Kimar.
Kalan.
Someone was called that before him.
His middle name sounds like
And they thought it was great.
a takeout dish.
Kamar.
Pimenon.
Yeah. No, he's wearing a vaguely military style uniform, but he doesn't seem to hold any rank. And he's just kind of there functionarily. He doesn't look too comfortable, even where he's at right now. But you do meet him. You are ability to meet him. You do find him, and you got that from all just kind of the general like buzz around in the room. Okay. So, what do you want to do?
I'm going to try and strike up a conversation with the young lord.
Hello, young man. Who are you voting for?
No, not quite like that. I was just like. So you said he looked uncomfortable. You looked uncomfortable.
Yeah, like he's his back's a bit. You ever seen like a fresh officer recruit or a fresh ROTC officer recruit? They're way too stiff, but they're almost like they're like stiff enough that they could break their back. Kind of that's how it feels, and that's not. You don't need to do that when you're at attention or something. It's you kind of learn that as you go. He looks in that same vein. He's very stiff. Very formal, but in an uncomfortable way.
My name is Isaac de Cordrak. Can I get you something for your back? Get you a chair.
But not necessarily his back. He's just he's being very formal. He's observing everything painfully close.
Right, he's just trying to impress, sort of thing.
Yeah. Anybody else remember the last time Isaac interacted with kids?
I'm just.
Wasn't there some stabbing motions or something?
No, there was a giant lightning bolt, and one of them got splattered.
One of them was vaporized, but not by me.
Not vaporized, crushed by stones.
Yeah,
that's right.
Stones.
Yes, they got hit
crushed by stones, dislodged by a lightning bolt.
Yeah. Okay.
I like how Red is shaking your head at the camera.
I'm just going to introduce myself to him, just to.
Yes, it's very good to meet you.
Isaac de Cordrak, member of the Turquoise Company, and introduce myself.
Turquoise Company, like leans over to like kind of like places his ear, and the officer kind of goes down and whispers. I'm afraid I don't. Is that a mercenary company new to these parts?
Yes, we've only recently arrived. We
Are
helped.
you also a? He's like looking over, and he got a very good perception check. Not that he needed it. Are you a? Because you're displaying so many fucking. You got like two.
I've got two around my neck. I've got one on each wrist, one on each shin pad. I've got like that inlaid to the lace. I'm just fucking covered in stars.
Tailored out the ass.
There's also there's one that's a pin that's on my turquoise sash. There is one that's in my house crest on my thigh. Like it's.
Are you a? It seems you are a member of the Pelorian Church.
Are you a fucking nerd?
I did not. I did not know the clergy had been invited.
I am here purely on a I'm here on an invite via the mercenary company I am a part of. My faith is a strong part of my family's history. My lineage, like your strong lineage, is directly tied to the faith.
Make
So
a charisma check with advantage.
I feel pride in wearing it so boldly. I didn't hit
Nat
charisma, but
20.
that's a natural 20 plus 4, so 24.
Oh, that yes, that is very good. He's kind of like caught off guard. You've treated him like a human, not as a rank. There's a little bit. He kind of like unwinds a little bit. You can see just that little bit of tension, like kind of releasing the shoulders there for a minute. Not that the uniform really allows it to. It's kind of really, really tightly tailored to him.
You will stand straight and you will like it!
He ain't wearing a corset.
No, he ain't wearing a corset.
Not that you know of.
Fair.
I ain't judging. No, that's very kind words. Very, yes, thank you.
Also, this is a 16-year-old. How much taller am I?
Oh yeah, no, for the camera's sake, I'm looking here, but
Yeah,
he's
no
like
worries.
looking up.
I know, I'm just personally.
He's not a small boy. Like he's got a little bit more elf in him than maybe some others.
I have a question.
but-
Does he have a sword on him? Is he armed?
No, he does not. He does
Okay.
not. He is wearing a uniform, and that is it. Like
Mhm.
there's
I'm
like
just, I'm just checking. Because
you
it's
doubt
kinda
there's a loop
stated.
for the belt for
Right.
this uniform. It's very very tight, but he like it seems he kind of loosens up a little bit more comfortable. And if you would like, you can spend a little bit of time. Like here, you are now kind of in his good grace. It looks like and he's not.
I want to do one thing as well because he's younger. So I'm gonna lean in and I'm gonna go.
Fucking gnats.
Do you want to see something funny? And then I'm gonna make
Oh,
it
no.
look. No, I'm gonna turn to like a group of
This is good catch on the wording because if you were about to say,
yeah.
you want to see something cool. This is what they would have been.
I was
I
trying
would
to
have
think
had
of a way of
questions.
phrasing this. But
Isaac,
basically,
stop following your
You are
church
horrible
history.
with
I'm
kids.
gonna do- In
Isaac,
character,
stop following
Isaac
your
is
church's
horrible.
history, man.
It's
Stay away from it.
It's
God damn it.
He shouted about church history about an Irishman. My God.
Listen, right, I break church's kneecaps. It's a great time. I
So
appreciate it.
I'm gonna turn to a group of clearly not royalty women talking, and I'm gonna make it using prestidigitation because you can make stains. I'm gonna make it look like one of them spills wine all over her.
Pandemonium.
Yep.
Pandemonium. This is a 5,000 gold piece dress.
and so I do that with a little flick, and then I look back at him and go. But
Yeah.
then I continue to get to know him.
That endears him. The military officer, like for a second, looks like he's going to intervene, intervene to get, but it looks like although he is this kid's guardian and like keeping an eye on him, the kid holds a higher rank than him. So it's like a sergeant major and a lieutenant, like a lieutenant. It's just like if the lieutenant really fucking wants to,
Look at the puppy.
he can say like he can exert something. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what the kid does. Like gives him a look, and the officer's like, all right, man. Fuck it, all right, whatever. just lets it happen. So you spend probably, we'll say 20 minutes, just kind of. He's not forcing you to go. Like he didn't force anybody else to go, but like he was given like the people like, okay, you're done, you can leave now, and like kind of one of those things. But he doesn't do that to you, and he kind of just talks. You get the sense, and he tells you some stuff. Just in general, you are You actually hold on. Okay. The officer knows that name, your last name, tangentially might have some noble ties to it of some sort, like way back in the back. So he's a little bit less strict around you. You're not a commoner in that sense. They don't know any specifics, but he did kind of reached the officer. He's gotten a formal education. But yeah, you know, this kid is an orphan.
Oh,
At this point.
I'm just. I want to protect whatever this kid's name is. What's his name? Volnus Kamar.
Yeah. His father, Volnus Kanar Killan the First.
Yeah.
Was killed, and his mother died of a disease a couple of years ago, and he has been raised for the past 5 years by his man-at-arms.
And is that the man next to him?
The tall elven man who is taking care of him, who is named.
Is Gabriel full elven? Did you just say?
Yeah, he's full elven.
Oh.
He is full elven. And yeah,
Take a close look at him.
You're a wood elf. This guy's high elf.
Don't give a rat's ass. My
bald.
family were killed by an elf.
Oh. Is he balding?
No, he's not balding. That was a joke. I was going someplace completely different than what he was going, but yeah, that kind of worked. But yeah, that's what, you get like a little bit of backstory about that. As he's on his own, but he's leading the house along with his baby sister that is there. Like she's like 7. And yeah, so he's the leader of the house. This is the first time he's been to a function like this, and he's trying to do everything right. Make a general charisma check with advantage because you have gotten his trust. If you're trying to figure out his allegiance in terms of voting.
Okay.
Oh.
18 plus
bloody
4.
hell.
So 22.
Thank God for advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I dropped to 4. My roll of the night is a 4. That's like my 5th one.
Yeah. You ask him kind of surreptitiously, so you're here for a vote in a couple of weeks. What are you voting for? And kind of gives it a long thought. And he says, I don't really know any of my cousins that well. Everyone says Moreland's a witch. Not a real witch. Just
Not a real witch.
just don't. I didn't.
I'm a sorcerer anyway. It doesn't matter to me.
I didn't mean to. Yeah, well, I meant she was. Well, I'll move on.
You're doing fine. Just
The other one's. I don't even know him. He's some. He's from. Actually, where the hell is Nassar from? Nassar's from Bear Hollow.
yeah, which is the same place as him.
Yeah. I don't know him that well. He's from the same place, but he's never in Bear Hollow. He's always. He calls it campaigning, or hunting. So I don't know him that well. I might just vote for myself. I heard my father say it once. It's a protest vote. If you know you're not going to get it anyway, just toss it out there so no one can really take it from you or hold it against you. And that's what you get in terms of like his position on there. He's not going to vote for either. He's just
It's on the wild card list then. Cool.
he's going to vote for himself and just going to let it be there because he doesn't want any trouble on there. He's just here to show his face and not screw up.
Those who sit on the fence only endanger themselves to splinters.
as a teenager, as a 16-year-old, leading a royal house.
Isn't there a few of those though? Because isn't also Nala, what's her face?
Nala's younger. She's 15.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
if you ask, actually, that charisma check, you get some information because he knows a little bit about his family. He doesn't know a lot about them, but he knows general stuff. He knows Nala because they've met before. She's 15, and her family practices what's it called? Not practices matrilinear succession. Is that what it's called? I forget what it's called. It's,
yeah. Where the
female.
the
female
cognatic.
Cognatic. There we go. They practice cognatic succession for their family. There's no law against it, and that's how it's always been. And her mother passed away at the age of 50. She was the only child from there. And yeah, she is apparently very annoying. And according to him, she's very annoying and doesn't like going outside and playing. Is a thing. As when she was over. So that's what you get. It's kids view from about 4 years ago on her. And there is, I don't think there was any kids that are currently leading. There's the twins, but they're in their early 20s, so kind of a little too old for him.
So they're like
he's
my character's age.
Yeah, a little bit. He's never met them directly, but he's heard stories that they're generally fine people, and that's kind of what you get in that. And then you also get told by two really old family members that went and visited him after his last parent died. Which is Riloth Justikar Kalan, who's like 80.
Oh, I remember him. Yeah.
He's like 80. And still kicking.
80 and fueled by pure spite, I believe was the term.
Kind of, yeah. Though apparently he, you get that, and
Just
then
the British royal family at that point, isn't it?
True.
and then he tells you about an older woman that came and visited to kind of like manage some of the household stuff while everything was kind of in flux. And her name was Nea Alduvian Kalan, who is almost 100 years old. She's 98.
Those were the two having a bitch that Ustinia saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he didn't like her too much. He was kind of afraid of her because she's in a wheelchair. And that's really all she gets. She's very almost like a witch, and like how like her skin and everything is kind of really shrunken back. But that's all you can really get in terms of the family stuff. He's very stepped back from it. He's really just here to show his face for his house right now.
That's fair enough.
That's what you get within like the probably 20 or 30 minutes. You talk to him and just kind of treat him like a kid, which is what he really wanted. So
Yeah.
kind of gave him what he wanted, and with that, he is told by his handler Gabriel that they have to go, and they have to go meet with the High Prince to give to show face, and then they're probably gonna go because it's starting to get late into the night, and he's 16.
Yeah,
So,
fair.
and Gabriel is basically his parent, so they're keeping him like that, and he gives you a bow, shakes your hand, and then
I shake hands with Gabriel and says, "Nice to meet you."
yep, and then they leave, and that's what you get from there.
Cool.
I'm gonna say this, because how many have you gotten? You've gotten like half
got
of the families, like a grand total of everybody's.
Go on. If we include the two people we know are voting for themselves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all we know. 7.
Well, we haven't done
But there's
me
two
yet.
wild
I'm going
cards.
to meet people that are going to explicitly
Yeah.
talk about election.
Yeah, I was just checking that because this will be the last run through, because I think everybody's gotten some information
Yeah.
gathering out of there during this, because it's starting to get late into the night in game.
Oh, and the
'cause
twins weren't sure, were they?
Twins
No.
weren't
they're
sure.
they're divided. They're divided. Is what, Yeah, one wants to go one way, the other wants to go the other way. We'll say that.
Okay. So we know of 8.
Ustenia. This man is hell. This man is hell. You hate Mog. You kind of subconsciously hate Mog for leaving you with him. That's where you're at. It's been an hour.
My fun evening has been ruined. I was having
Yeah.
a great time, and then the stupid task and stupid Mog leaving me with this stupid man and his stupid friends. This is terrible.
He's like not handsy that he's feeling you up, but he's handsy in that he just keeps poking you to like punctuate jokes and shit. Like he could it's like poking you on your like the pack or like the side of your arm whenever he's doing that.
Does
Or
he
he's
not
like,
go,
he's
ooh,
like-
muscle, and then just keep...
No, he
running?
doesn't seem to. No, he doesn't do that. He's more like just like You ever seen like
Dang.
You ever seen like in an old boys club whenever they're really comfortable with somebody and they're like telling a joke and they just kind of like slap one of their friends or something like that.
Horseplay,
kinda thing.
basically.
Yeah, he's doing that, but he doesn't know you. So-
Oh, God. Even
he's
worse.
he's just that
Ew.
he's that comfortable with his position. Is that he's
Ew.
like, everybody's my friend. Everybody will be my friend. That's what it is. Yeah. But yeah, basically you're through this, and you just like sheer willpower not leaving. You meet the other military commanders in the city. The other 5 generals that are actually leading an order. You meet them. Because Nisser just goes to them and starts talking to them. Like, one of them was in the middle of talking with, you think, probably his prospective date or somebody he was trying to like woo. And Nisser just kind of like goes in and starts talking and just ruins that. Like, and the officer just like gets that thing like, all right, and just kind of goes and just like lets it happen. Like, this happens. It's a part of the job. And what you get is that there's like, none of the you're not the best at kind of seeing people's emotions compared to like some of the party. But it's not hard. These guys don't hold their contempt or hold their emotions back because Nisser literally either doesn't care or can't see it. And so you get the sense that none of them give a shit about what he's saying or kind of him as a person at this point. They're just kind of letting it go. Let him kind of work it out. Like give him 10 minutes, he'll kind of tire himself out and go somewhere else. Is kind of what they're going by. But in the ensuing time, because you were listening and you have a task and you're just there, you're like there with Eldon. So you're just kind of a part of the entourage now. Like you've become a part of this man's entourage, which good or bad. But he doesn't seem to have a filter when he's just talking. And he starts talking about the current election. At least like 2 or 3 times when he's talking to generals, because it looks like it doesn't portray it in his voice, but he is kind of annoyed with some of the houses that he knows are not going to vote for him, and he's venting, but it's weird. There's no malice or hate in the voice. He's just venting outwardly, and there's like always punctuated with a little laugh, and he's smiling and talking, and it's like you're not sure if he just physically can't get angry or this is just how repressed he is as a person.
This guy, after this
Fucking
party issue, is going to be like broken down over a glass of sherry, like.
Yeah.
Don't make me feel bad for this man. I made him. I don't need to feel bad for him. And Mog had to deal with this. Wow. But yeah, you get a little information about other houses that aren't going to vote for him, that are voting for. He calls at one point his bitch of a cousin, like outwardly, but they're kind of alone with 2 generals, and they just kind of like one of them just kind of and like takes a drink, like not saying it. The other one just kind of like raises, is like, just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. Like to himself.
We should not have done that.
Yeah, it's, but you know, his witch of a cousin, the old woman. I'm using his words. Is voting for the brother or the for the sister of the High Prince right now. So that would be Nayla and
Nayla.
Luvian.
Mhm.
Yeah, Kalan. She's voting for Morlin. And the old man, Riloth Justikar, is voting for her as well because apparently they hate, like, the two old people hate each other, but they also hate him as much as they hate each other and Morlin. So at this point, it's out of pure spite, and the last thing, and the way he frames it, the last thing they're going to do with their lives is to make his life a living hell.
Typical family things.
Yeah, so that's what so you get that, and you're told, or not told, but he also apparently he thinks Nayla is going to vote for Morlin as well. She, the little 15-year-old girl, is going to vote that way. Heldrick is apparently going to protest vote because he doesn't think either of them are worthy of it. And like he punctuates that with, and he doesn't think we're worthy of it. It's like, hits one of the generals on the thing. Like that's the funniest fucking thing he's ever heard. Protest vote there. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that he might know. I don't think there's anyone else he would know. Really.
We've got 11 of the 15 votes.
Oh no, he would also know the younger, because there is another teenager who's older than Vulnus, who's just turned 18, who is Oran's Falco Kalan III, who's from Helstein. He is apparently going to vote with his uncle, who is the Elven man, Tyrdal. He's going to vote for whoever his uncle votes for, because apparently there was some weird thing.
What was his name?
The uncle was Aeon Tyrdal Kalan, the Elven man, the full elf.
Yeah, I got Tyrdal. No, I want the other one. The
Oran's Falco Kalan III. Oran's, so the P-O-R-E-N-S. Falco, which is or Fulco, which is F-U-L-C-O. Kalan III. He's gonna vote for whatever his uncle votes for, and the thing that's chaffing him is that he doesn't know what he calls it, and he punctuates by saying he doesn't know what the knife is going to vote for. Going through
So
there using
racist.
yeah.
This man. All of us are like, ugh,
So
yes.
he doesn't know that. Well, actually, he also says he doesn't know what that knife is going to say or going to vote for. You never can tell with that ridiculous wig he's wearing, and that's what you get from there. So apparently that's like a 2 vote, but they don't know where it's gonna go at that point, and that's what you get out of there. That's what you get from like the hour that you kind of can stand, because and kind of the hour left in the party. That's happening because things are starting to wind down towards the night. People are starting to leave. Rooms are starting to be closed in the palace, and people are starting to be kind of funneled out into smaller and smaller areas as they close things down, which means more and more of the family are leaving, because if they have to be next to the other family members, they'd rather die. So a lot of them are leaving as that happens. So at some point, it's getting towards midnight. This man, Nasser, decides, well, I think I'm going to turn in. I have to go and see my men. The Second Order's in town. I have to make sure they know their commander's on point. And it starts walking out. Just leaves. And it's like, and
I have a question. Are any of the other Kalans in position of generalship, or is it just him?
not that you've seen. Nobody else other than him and Eldon are wearing actual military uniforms. Volnus is wearing a like house guards uniform, and that's about all. Like that's the closest you've ever seen. And Eldon doesn't look like he's a general. He looks like he's some sort of adjutant or something that kind of works through there. And that's what you get from. I'm gonna say that is your night of canvassing, working through there. You've got 11 out of the 15 houses, kind of their positions ish.
Bit more.
And then you also got 2 of them that one of them's going to vote for the other one, but you don't know what the original one's going to vote for. So you kind of got a bit there. And I'll say at around that point, anybody who isn't a part of the family that doesn't want to, anybody like the family can stay because it's the palace and they're allowed to stay. None of them want to. But anybody else is told like politely, basically, get the fuck out. You gotta go. It's midnight essentially. We're feeling it's been about 6 hours that you've spent partying.
Gosh.
Partying.
I partied.
Yeah, you got about 2.5 hours of partying out of there before you had to go and deal with this man for another hour and a half, 3 hours.
I mean, I got a whole lot of like chatting, flirting, and drinking in there, so that's a good amount of partying.
Yeah.
I can multitask.
I'll say this, Rivallon. You had, I'll say, 2 hours of time where you've already done some recon. If you wanted to do one other thing other than recon for about 2 hours in the palace, you have the opportunity to, whatever you want to do. Because I know you had another thing you guys wanted to do while you were here, but you'd be the only one in position to do it.
I will do that next week.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm setting you up for it. Think about it, because it'll be its own little side thing that'll happen in the beginning of the next session that you got to work through. So just keep that in mind, work through it, figure out what you want to do. But yeah, that's what you guys got during this party as you filter out, and we'll figure out whether or not Rivallon comes with you when you filter out next week, or if he got captured, or he left early.
Oh, that is leaving it on a cliffhanger.
So, join us next week, same time, same day. That's 7:30 London time. The other time zones may vary. On a Wednesday. As always, thank you to Commissar Roach for DMing and being
there might
the
be.
writer
Well,
of this.
Well, no, we'll talk about this after the outro. We might have to. Times might not work out next week. I'll have to see.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But anyway, thank you to Commissar Roach for writing this campaign. You can catch him at youtube.com/Commissar Roach. I've also been joined by the fabulous Surely Only Mikey. You can get him at twitch.tv/Surely Only Mikey for all your Irish needs. We're also joined by Utarionzo. You can get him at twitch.tv/Utarionzo. If you like Warhammer 40k, he's definitely a guy to go talk to.
Yeah.
Continuing, yeah. Just
Yeah.
I'm also joined by the fantastic Rival Zone Gaming, which you can catch at twitch.tv/Rival Zone Gaming and YouTube, the very same, where you will also see, and you'll see now, Red Moogle, who's got a webcam now, so it's fantastic. We get to see her.
The red cam is only being used for D&D.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
But even
I did ask. She said no.
I mean, at least you get to see her for D&D now. And I, of course, am Midgeman. You can catch me at twitch.tv/Midgeman. Or if you really want to do, you can go see me on YouTube. But not I've posted there in a while. Anyway, we will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
All right.